This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, let's go.
I know the whole city rising. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a late morning, but I am here, right here on the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers on the #1 Miami fan podcast network, the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning to my Finlaws and my family. Super excited that y'all are hanging out with me. Busy, crazy, unbelievable morning, actually. Unbelievable morning. We're going to dive into all the latest news around the NFL. Just a lot to talk about this morning. There's so much to talk about. And obviously, it's Wildin' Out Wednesday. So we're going to be able to bring you on, have you all talk about whatever it is y'all want to talk about. But there's a lot of news going around the NFL. And, we got to get on. We got to talk about it. All right, first things first. My name is Stephen D. You can follow me at Stephen D, SKAPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. You can follow Miami Sports Music everywhere at Miami Sports Music, except on Twitter, where it's at MIA Sports Music. Make sure you give us a like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, if you haven't signed up to become a member today, do that. Sign up, become a member today. Would love to see you sign up and become part of the family. Things are going to be changing around here real soon, officially. So, get in if you're not already here. A lot of stuff to obviously get in and discuss and talk about. So make sure you all do that. If you want to help the channel grow by donating, there's lots of different ways you can do that. The first way and the best way is using the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ below the bottom of the chat. It is the best way to if you'll see a little box, rectangle box with a whatchamacallit, with a $ in the middle of it. You guys can use that. You can donate, help the channel grow that way. It goes such a long way. You can also, if you're rewatching us, use the YouTube Lives, the YouTube Super Thanks, which is a heart sign with the $ in the middle as well. You guys can use that as well. You guys can also use Cash App and PayPal, $ MSM Network, or PayPal MSM Network. Those two things there are great ways to obviously donate to the channel and help the channel grow in those ways. Now, I want to remind you all, I did change some things. The Super Bowl box pool is $25 per box. I actually need Big Dougie B, Bip Bop 66, and William Perry to give me one more box number so I can add, because they gave 50 when we originally were doing this at 50. A portion of all the proceeds are going to go towards the Dolphins. A portion of the proceeds is going to go towards the Dolphins Cancer Challenge, which is a great opportunity to give to a great cause and worthy cause. And then also you'll see the winnings over at the end of first half, halftime, end of the third, and final score. So I adjusted some things here for y'all. And I think it's, a great way to fill these boxes up and get them in. So donate. Only way you can donate is on Cash App or PayPal. When you send the money in your message, make sure you put your name and the box numbers. Do not write box pool. Just put the name and the box numbers. That's all you got to do when you send the cash, or when you send the money on Cash App or PayPal. And once we get this thing filled up, we're going to be good to go. So Big Dougie B, Bip Bop, and William Perry, if you're watching, just go ahead and figure out a way to send me the other numbers so I can put the other numbers on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, something. Hit me up at Stephen D, SKPL. Want to shout out the sponsors of the show. Let me go ahead and say hello to ZSM Sports, the #1 place to get your cars, jerseys, balls, and hard-to-find items. ZSM Sports is the place to go. Hangry Owls. Good food, good mood, craft subs and salads, Hangry Owls. Make sure you give them a call today at 305-279-5332. Vasasaur, born and raised, the official beer of Clock Blockers, the official beer of Clock Blockers. Beer created for the fans by the fans. A great place to sit.com. The price you see is the price you get. There's no service or ticket fees. They're absolutely amazing. Make sure you do them. And last but not least, Tail Greeter. Download the app today on your current Apple or Android device today. Good thing about Apple today, I got to say one nice thing about Apple. Their pictures come out very clear. When you take a picture on their phones, they come out very clear, the pictures. So they have good picture quality and camera quality on their phones. So that's one nice thing I can say about Apple. All right, there's your nice thing about Apple today. I think we're good now. Little under the weather this morning, but it is Wildin' Out Wednesday. It is y'all's show. It is a show made for the fans, by the fans. You guys know how it works. Bans are in full effect. For those of you who don't know what a ban is, basically it's a fun way to interact with the show, help raise money for the shows, interact with the people that are on the show. It gets a little crazy on Wednesday, so if you just can't stand what somebody's saying, you can get them off. You can do a 10-minute timeout. You do a $50 day ban, $100 week-long ban, and $250 month-long ban. And you can double up at every level. So if you pay if you pay $100, or if you pay $10, somebody can get back at $20. If you pay at $50, somebody can get back $100. It all goes up from there. So just remember, banning is in full effect for the day. You guys can get people out. People can come back. They can redeem themselves, or anybody on their behalf can redeem themselves. Once somebody gets kicked off at that level, that person who originally kicked them off at that level has to go to the next level up. They can't re-kick them off at that same level. Okay? All right. Some news and notes and thoughts before I open up the lines. Honestly, it is an absolutely crazy morning this morning. Number one, the whole fiasco that is the Vic Fangio deal is insane. EM Baller with the $2 donation. Now the Brady talk is over. I'm going to get to that in a minute. The Vic Fangio deal for me is absolutely insane. There are so many conflicting reports out there. You don't know what to believe. Here's the reality. Tom Pelissero normally has a great track record for the most part. I'm not saying he's 100% right. I'm just saying he has a very decent track record. So there's a reason that Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter obviously went out and confirmed this, and Josina Anderson. There's a whole bunch of people there's a million people that confirm this story of Fangio to the Dolphins, including local beat reporters who on their own merit went out on their own sources and got it confirmed. Now, the issue is there was nothing that came out of the camp of Fangio, and there was nothing officially that was released by the Dolphins. Now, Fangio is an analyst for the Philadelphia Eagles, who are in the Super Bowl. So it's not out of the question or weird to think, hey, why is there no official announcement? Because he's still, quote unquote, coaching. Now, he's not an official coach. He's not an official. I apologize. I'm a little under the weather, guys, but I wanted to make sure I had a show today. He's not officially coaching, but he's a part of that team right now. And so as an analyst or whatever it is that he does for them, he's, with the Super Bowl run. Now, do I believe that the Dolphins and him had a conversation? Yes. Do I believe that they officially agreed to terms? I do. I 100% think so. Do I also think that two things can be true? Yes. Do I think he's still out there talking? Do I think he talked with Denver? I think he talked with Peyton. But I think he has no desire to go back and coach somewhere where he was officially fired from less than 24 months earlier. Actually, probably more than that. So I don't believe that Fangio is going to Denver. Personal opinion. And I don't believe that Fangio will end up in any of the other coaching areas or staffs. The only one that makes semi-sense, and it doesn't even make all sense, would be San Fran. Because maybe he thinks San Fran is equipped to win now, and he likes their roster better than the Dolphins roster. That's fair, maybe. but I don't see anybody out checking or out paying or overpaying for Fangio the way the Dolphins are. This is a crazy story, not because we've not seen it before. We have seen it before in players. We've even seen it before in head coaches for the most part, where a coach will say, I'm not leaving. Hey, it happened it happened with us, with Saban. I'm not going to coach anywhere else but Miami next year. And then the next day he's off coaching, Alabama. Here's the reality of the situation. No pen ever went to paper. I think there was a verbal agreement. I think that verbal agreement is still in place. Why do I think that? Because you've not heard the Miami Dolphins in any way, shape, or form say we are doing any more interviews. Now, if the Dolphins come out and say that they're doing more interviews, then something happened. Whatever happened, I don't know. But that's, as Dolphin fans, when you should start scratching your head a little bit. And until then, it's status quo. A verbal agreement was made. Other teams can feel free to reach out to somebody who has a verbal agreement in place and try to steal them. That happens all the time. You don't think it does? Go look at players in the NFL and NBA and Major League Baseball. They make verbal agreements, and other teams still try to swoop in at the last second and try to, hey, you know what? We can do this for you. That's what they're doing with Fangio. Fangio is the hottest coach on the market, coordinator-wise. You don't think other teams are trying to go after him? Of course they are. But I do believe that he did make a verbal agreement with the Dolphins. Now, Steven, what about these other reports saying I spoke to Fangio and he's saying I haven't made a decision yet? Maybe that's true. Maybe he did say that to them. But does it benefit him to say that I've made it an agreement with the Dolphins? If other teams are, like, I'm sure in the back of his mind, maybe he still is listening. Is there anywhere else are the Dolphins his 100% place he wants to go? Maybe not. I don't know. I believe they put the best offer on the table. I believe they did everything in their power to make it where, hey, look, you're going to have full control of the defense. You're going to be able to make personnel decisions. You're going to be the highest paid coach that's not a head coach in the NFL. What else do you want? You're going to live in South Florida. What else do you want? Who else can compete with that? Plus the roster that we have on the defensive side. Nobody else in the NFL can compete with that, minus maybe San Francisco. Because San Francisco, look, like let's call a spade. That team is consistently in the playoffs every year. They played in the NFC Championship game, 5 out of the last 6 years? It happens. So Fangio, yes, I do believe he might consider San Fran. But at the end of the day, I still think he ends up in Miami. I know the longer we wait to hear something, the less likely it is to happen. That's probably true too. But look, wait till after the Super Bowl. I said if we don't hear an official announcement before Thursday, which is tomorrow, then we're unlikely to hear an official announcement till after the Super Bowl. And between now and the Super Bowl, if the Dolphins aren't out here interviewing potential defensive coordinators, then you kind of have your answer a little bit. Well, we're not out here interviewing people, so Fangio must be the guy. Do I think Fangio is playing us? That's tough to say. I think Fangio has every right to hear every other team coming to the table. I do think he had a verbal agreement in place with the Miami Dolphins, but I do think he's still out there listening. If somebody wants to come with a better offer, I'm all ears. But I think he's going to come here. I think he ultimately wants to come here. But I mean, would this be his dream job? Probably not. I don't know. But this is the best scenario that he has. So that's my thoughts and feelings on the Fangio situation. I know a lot of people feel one way or another. Just understand, to me, this is actually everyday business in the NFL or in professional sports. The only difference here is it's a coordinator. It's not a player. It's not a head coach. And so this is a little bit of a unique circumstance because he's so sought after. He's so sought after. Everybody wants to get with him. They want him. So It's very interesting from that standpoint when you look at it because look, it's they're trying to do they are trying to do something that if they weren't able to open up a blank checkbook, maybe they wouldn't get Fangio. That's a reality Dolphin fans need to think about. They had to overpay to get him. That maybe he didn't want to come here originally, but it's tough to turn down the money. That's just a thought. I'm not saying that's the case. It's just a thought. And yes, it always sucks that there's some kind of controversy on the Dolphins side of the ball because it consistently plays us out to be not good enough, not a franchise that somebody wants to go out of their way to come to. And that is frustrating as a fan. That is very frustrating as a fan because I want better for the team. I want better for the franchise, but I don't know where they go from here, except other than play status quo. And the moment Fangio signs with someone else, then you look into it. But until then, Fangio's coming here. That's all I know. Until I start seeing them interview other potential candidates or he officially goes somewhere else, Fangio's coming here. That's what I believe in. Call it what you want. All right, next thing that happened this morning. A lot of news that happened around the NFL over the last few hours. Next thing is Brady makes an announcement on social media that he is retiring from the NFL. This makes a lot of sense to me, and here's why I say it makes a lot of sense. The Brady news for me, Brady had a decent, what would, by all stretch of the imagination, be a career year in some quarterbacks, for some quarterbacks in the NFL this year. The man is 45 years old, something in that 45, 46 years old. And in theory, had one of his worst years of his career. And I put that in quotations. He was still top 5 in passing, completion percentage, touchdowns. The man still did good stuff with basically, you know, the cards stacked against him. But I do believe that Brady has this level of that he wants to play at. And if he's not playing at that level, it's not worth it for him. So we can all say that Brady dropped off this year compared to former Bradys of the past. So to me, I understood when he retired because he's not playing at the old Brady level. And for him, why am I going to play when I can't be the Brady that I want to be? He has this vision of himself that's he has this vision of himself of the player that he wants to be or should be. And he was not that this year. He was not the old Brady. He was still a good Brady, but he wasn't the old Brady. I mean, he had a losing season, still made the playoffs with a losing record. Crazy. Got killed by a Dallas team. They didn't look good for the most part this year. They barely snuck into the playoffs. But Brady, I just think, has this level of how I should play. Now, I think the other reason he retired, and hear me out, is because the Dolphins are not going after him. Listen to me. The Dolphins, to me, would make perfect sense for Brady. I know I said that Brady would make perfect sense for the Dolphins, and I've been preaching that for the last few days. But Brady might have this, if I'm going to stay one more year, it's going to be to play with this crazy team. Name another spot in the NFL right now that has everything that we have and the potential that we have compared to the other teams that are available for a starting quarterback position. And the only one that might make that might seem interesting would be Vegas. He's not going to Vegas. He has no desire to go to Vegas. San Fran is interesting, but San Fran has 3 starting quarterbacks. So he's going to go to San Francisco to play with 3 other starting quarterbacks? No, they don't need Brady. They got Brock Purdy. They got potentially Jimmy Garoppolo. I know he's a potential free agent, but and they have Trey Lance. We don't need the Brady fiasco here in San Fran. So San Fran, to me, makes no sense. So the Raiders are the only one that makes somewhat difference. He's not going back up to New England. That relationship's fractured, gone, done. He's not going back to play with Belichick. Him and Belichick do not like each other. You think he's going to go back to play one more year? You think the Jets are a quarterback away? No way. No way. He's not going to play for that poverty-stricken franchise. The only team that made sense to Brady was the Miami Dolphins, and they publicly said, we're not going after Brady. Tua's our guy. Tua's our guy. He's done. He's not playing. And because he couldn't play with us, he's like, there's no point. If I could play with Tyreek, if he had the opportunity to play with Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, I don't think he would have retired. I don't. I think he would have been like, all right, maybe there's something here. I get to play with a genius in McDaniel, get to play with these great wide receivers. I know I can bluster up this offensive line because if I come, I'm going to be able to bring other people. Gronk would come out of retirement. He'd play with me for a year in Miami because he already lives down here. It would make too much sense for him. But the Dolphins said publicly, brah, you're good. You're done. Now, do I think he can pull a Brett Favre? 150% yes, I think he can pull a Brett Favre. Why? Because Brett Favre retired 3 or 4 times publicly. I'm retiring from football. I'm retiring from football. And then, I don't know, a few months later, well, I saw an opportunity and had to come back. Decided to come back. Why would if Brady do I think Brady's 100% done? I do not think Brady's 100% done. I do not think that. But I think the only way he comes out is to the Dolphins. That's it. And being as the Dolphins in no way, shape, or form are saying they're going after him, that's why he retired today. That is my personal opinion. That is very fan. That's very like come on. You think because the Dolphins don't want him, he's retiring? 100% I believe that Brady is retiring because the Dolphins don't want him. But I believe that if they get into a quarterback situation and Brady's sitting on his couch in Miami in their own backyard, you don't think the conversation in the middle of the year if Tua goes down is going to be, well, you know who's a couple miles down the road? He's sitting there on the couch. It only take him a couple of weeks to get ready. I think he could do it. I do think he's done for real because the team he would want to play for does not want him at this moment. But if Tua goes down, or better yet, when Tua goes down, if you don't think that every news outlet in the country is going to run with the story of, well, Brady could come out of retirement and play for Miami. He lives right there. Why not? It's a patch made in heaven. I just want you all to hear that. Put that in the back of your mind. Let that seed get planted. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying when Tua goes down with an injury, do not be mad at me when the number one news story in the NFL is Brady going to come out of retirement to play for the Dolphins. Because you know that's what's going to happen. To a T. So just put that in the back of your minds. I think it's something to definitely think about. Anyways, Miami Sports Music's number one Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. All right, another thing. So again, the news has not stopped rolling in this morning. Just 10 days before the Super Bowl, and the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be playing in the Super Bowl. Eagles offensive lineman Josh Sills has been indicted on rape and kidnapping charges. This is all today's news stories. Everything I've talked about, today's news stories. And by the way, I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist that what else is going on in the world when all this craziness is going on in the same day? I always do feel like that. I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart, probably. And crazy news story. So, according to TMZ, Eagles offensive lineman Josh Sills has been indicted on rape and kidnapping charges, and it's an incident that happened back in December of 2019. Officials allege that Sills, a rookie reserve lineman for the Eagles who made the team this year as an undrafted free agent, engaged in sexual activity that was non-consensual and held a victim against her will. The sheriff's office in Guernsey County, I hope I said that correct, conducted an investigation into the case, and a grand jury eventually indicted Sills on one felony count of rape and one felony count of kidnapping. The 25-year-old is slated to appear in court this week, just 4 days after the Super Bowl. So the Eagles have yet to publicly comment on the charges. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Here's what I say. After the whole Buffalo Bills punter, was it Matt Ariza? Was that his name? That whole situation. I said the day that happened that the NFL was going to, in every way, shape, or form, or not the NFL, that players in every way, shape, or form, their history is going to come back to bite them. Whatever it is they've done, even remotely, is going to come back. Because now people, I mean, it's just the world that we live in. And I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not saying that it's not true or true. I'm just saying that if you remotely put yourself in a less than desirable situation in the last 10 years, it will come back to bite you. And you look at the Ariza situation. When did that news come out? That news came out after he got drafted and before he was slated to start an NFL football game. Very unique on when that timing of all that news came out, right? That happened a year before. Same thing here. Very interesting that this news happens to come out 11 days before he's potentially going to play in the biggest game of his career, the Super Bowl. Very interesting. Again, I'm not saying that these allegations are true or not true. If a grand jury indicted him on one count of felony rape and one count of kidnapping, there's something there. There was enough to indict the man. But I find it very unique that all these allegations about all these players are coming out at a very perfect timing for the person that is either alleging this or the party that's alleging this or any way, shape, or form. And I'm not here to play victim or blame the victim or any way. It is a very unique story that I think should be looked at of everything. Why are these stories being released before people's biggest moves of their career? In Ariza's case, he was about to, he had just signed on with an NFL football team. He was about to become one of the best punters in the NFL, and that was crazy. You look at this situation, this guy, he's not, he's an undrafted free agent, but look, it's an offensive lineman, Super Bowl. He's about to play Super Bowl. To me, that's crazy. That's crazy. So I don't know how y'all feel about that, or if y'all feel one way or another about that, but I feel like timing, I agree that timing is everything, but does it help or hurt the case more because of when the timing is? And I just find that some of these cases are very unique to it. And I just was interested in how you all thought about that. Other things that have happened. Brock Purdy needs Tommy John surgery and is expected to miss about a year. Okay, a return in 6 to 9 months is unlikely. All this news, by the way, started this morning. Some of the craziest sports stories, all out of the NFL this morning. What else is going on in the world? I'm not a conspiracy theory. I know I just said I was, but come on, guys. They're crazy to me, all these news stories that are coming out. All these stories coming out, and we're not done. We're not done. Because CBS Sports is reporting that Matt Rule has filed an arbitration suit against the Carolina Panthers, alleging his former team is refusing to pay the offset contract money of about $5 million. $5 million. So Matt Rule is suing his former employer. And it's just, that whole situation is crazy. CBS reporting that somebody wrote, David Tepper, the owner of the Panthers, should sue Matt Rule for stealing $22 million for 2.5 years of nothing. Look, just a lot of news. The Brady retiring. You know, the Philadelphia offensive lineman getting charged with kidnapping and rape. The Fangio fiasco. You know, Matt Rule. I mean, all of it just very, very interesting. Rick Spar said these cases work their way through the court system, not based on Super Bowl dates. I hear you, but I go back to the Ariza stuff. By the way, Ariza, from what we know, from the information that's been given to us, was guilty. And I don't deny that this is probably guilty too. I just find that it's very interesting that all of this comes out before these guys have the biggest impacts of their professional lives. And to me, that's just insane. All right. I'm going to open up the lines. It's Wildin' Out Wednesday. I want to hear from y'all. Swear jar's real. It's in full effect. Bans are in full effect. It's y'all's show. I'm going to stay on for a little while today. I know I was late. I'm under the weather. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. All right. Pin the news. All right. The link is pinned to the top of the page. Get up here. It's Wildin' Out Wednesday. Let's go. Definitely want to hear from you. Good morning, Greg. What's up?
What's up, Steven?
A little under the weather this morning, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
What's going on, man? What do you want to talk about? Floor is yours.
Bro, Fangio's a snake.
Why is Fangio a snake?
Because he's going to go to the 49ers.
And you believe that? Why?
I don't know, Steven. I just have a feeling. But I either, if Fangio comes, I'm going to be pumped. I just have because I'm used to Dolphin being Dolphin, man. I see Fangio going to the Niners.
That's what scares you. Nothing about Fangio scares you. What scares you and a lot of other fans is the Dolphins being the Dolphins, correct? Because in theory, Fangio's not doing anything different than any other coach or player or anybody else would do. You know? You get a verbal agreement for your everyday. Let's say you're a banker and you get a verbal agreement to work at a job, but you're talking to 2 or 3 other companies. You don't think you're going to go to those 2 or 3 other companies and say, hey, look, I've been offered a job. I've verbally accepted, but nothing has taken place yet. I haven't signed any papers. This is what they've offered me. Do any of y'all want to match it and, you know, or do better? I don't think personally, I don't think Vic Fangio's done anything wrong yet. And if, because we don't know where the information was leaked from. In my personal opinion, the information was probably leaked from the Dolphins side. Just personal opinion of that. But I don't think that Fangio did anything wrong yet. I do think it's the Dolphins being the Dolphins screwing up something like this. That much I do agree with you with. Caslin and Pete, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Oh, Pete.
Yo. Oh, my God. How are the Miami Sports Music? Everybody up here. How's everybody doing? Caslin, you came in the building. Greg, what's up with you? Everybody backstage that Steven is holding out. He's doing it on purpose, by the way. You just got to wait. Shout out to the chat.
Not, man. I'm under the weather. I'm not feeling good today.
What's wrong, Steven? I hope you feel better. You're gonna feel better.
All I'm drinking is I'm filling up these old Gatorade bottles with water. Just drinking a buttload of water. What's up,
Hey, but
man?
Steven, remember yesterday when I came up on your show and I was telling you Vic Fangio's gonna score on us. We're the laughing stock, and you just throw yourself back on camera. You take off your hat, you laugh like it's a joke. We are not being like we're not a serious contender under Tua, Steven. And that's what this fan base needs to realize. And it shows because the Dolphins organization, the only thing they have is probably one of the richest owner. That's all we have. Blank checks to try to make people come and pay them all this money, like I told you yesterday. But that doesn't mean it's the best situation. He has so many better options he can go to and take less money and have a funner job. Because in life, it's about working and loving what you're doing. Over here, he's going to be so stressed out. And that's probably why he's going to burn us. In all reality, I hope he doesn't come because I never wanted Vic Fangio anyway. So I'm happy he's scorning us. I'm happy he's burning us and giving us his back because this fan base is yet to realize that the problem here in the Miami Dolphins is offensively. This regime needs to learn how to develop offensive guys. This regime needs to show me that they can teach how to build an offensive line, how to get a good running back in the draft, how not to overspend offensively to get good players offensively.
So all right, Pete, let me interrupt you. So I hear what you're saying, and there's some of what you're saying that is correct. When it comes to the Fangio situation, do you feel that specifically about that situation? Do you think the Dolphins are getting played?
Back to what you were saying earlier to Greg, right? When you were using the analogy of the bank. Let me tell you something, Steven. That's the reason why that didn't work in my book when you were speaking it, because a banker never fires the teller without having somebody already in the building. We don't have a defensive coordinator. We fired him early on thinking Vic Fangio was going to accept it, do everything he was going to do to come here to Miami, and they felt confident enough to fire Boyer already. They're ahead of themselves. They're blaming defense. It has the fan base thinking the problems all season and why we almost missed the playoffs and why we lost the playoff game. That is what was happening. They were brainwashing you guys with the Brian Boyer fire, Josh Boyer fire, and then now hiring Vic Fangio, putting it all on the internet, was to make the fan base believe the defense was the problem. Been telling you guys.
So, Pete, you're still not answering the question about the Fangio situation in itself. You can believe the conspiracy theory of the Dolphins are trying to hide from us or trying to overcome their inefficiencies from offense, and because they're not willing to make a change, they're going to point the finger at somebody else and make the fan base believe that. I hear your conspiracy theory. I don't agree with it, but I hear it. My question to you about the Fangio situation in itself is two kind of parts I want you to clarify. Number one, you're saying that Fangio's not coming here because he doesn't believe the offensive side of the ball to begin with. And the second thing is you think the Dolphins straight up are just getting played, period, by Fangio.
In a sense, not played. I mean, they just called them, gave them an offer that they thought Vic Fangio would.
Sorry, Pete. You got to go. You got. Cruz got you. He said, play dudes. And Miami Fan Talk said, bye, Pete. I work in the bank. Yes, they do. Gone for 20 minutes, guys. 20 minutes. I'll just play the beginning.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit smooth, now we enterprise. Switch it up, now we improvise. Go to get in the winter.
Man. All right, I played a little bit of it for Cruz there. Anybody else believe what Pete said or agree with Pete? And I'm going to bring on some other people in here while you guys are doing that.
I don't think this is the most attractive job like everybody else does.
Exactly.
I think that San Francisco, he has a better relationship with San Francisco than he does with us. Just because Mike McDaniel wants him doesn't mean he has a good relationship with Mike McDaniels.
That's
we
true.
all know he has a really good relationship with Sean Payton, and
he's not going back to Denver. There's no way he goes back.
I don't know. We don't know that. But again, he could end up in San Fran with Shanahan.
San Fran makes look. I said earlier this week. I said, look, the only way I would be not upset with Fangio leaving us is if he went with Payton, unless Payton takes the Denver job, and then there's no way I see him going back to Denver. So, with that being said, and now that being the case, I don't see Fangio leaving us. Now, the 49ers defensive coordinator position, I was surprised with, because I figured they would hire from within and promote up, because most good franchises, they don't bring an outside person for that. They promote within and promote up, and they keep that running, because it's I mean, that's what good franchises do. So I was surprised that but I'm not naive to think that, hey, he is a top 3 defensive coordinator in the league. He's one of the most sought after coordinators. Why wouldn't a team like San Fran, who lost for whatever we could say because they had a 4-string quarterback in, but look, they still gave up the points to Philadelphia's offense, right? Why wouldn't they, with the weapons that they have in Nick Bosa, right? Nick's on their team, and Nick Bosa, say, hey, look, we could bring in somebody like Fangio and really upgrade our defense and really, bring this in. So yes, I could see a world where he does go to San Fran. I'm not saying that that's not out of the question, but I still think the Dolphins have the best opportunity for him, period. Point blank. Everything all the way around the board.
Well, I just think money-wise, yeah. But
money, yes. Player personnel,
yeah. No.
Yes.
Better players in San Francisco, by far.
Yeah.
San Francisco has better defense than us.
Yeah, they
but,
do.
I mean,
they do have a better defense than us. I'm not denying that.
And
they got better linebackers.
We have a couple of pieces like Wilkins is good. Jalen Phillips might be a monster under him. Bradley Chubb, obviously, but it's still.
Javon Holland, Bradley Chubb,
but
Zach Seiler, Christian Wilkins, Jalen Phillips, Emmanuel Ogbah. I mean, there's a good foundation of players. You got young players in Trill Williams and Cater Kahoo.
Yeah,
you still have Xavier Howard. Look, there's a foundation of really good players on this team that he's allowed to mold and do whatever he wants. He goes to San Francisco. My thought would be, and I'm not saying this is the case, but hey, look, this is the type of defense we've been running. This is the personnel we've been running with. We do want you to come here and put your input in, but we don't want you to make too many changes up here because our defense isn't horrible. It's been good. So the last thing we want is for you to come in here and switch everything around. Where with Miami, he has a blank canvas and also has a good foundation.
And again, and there's other things that I see involved. I mean, all right, so the whole Sean Payton thing, how long did it take to get Sean Payton on that, to agree with Denver? Now, we all knew Russell Wilson, that was the name he gave out. He wanted Sean Payton. Okay? So maybe the reason why it was taking so long is because they were working out, because he said he was bringing in his own staff. And Fangio was part of his staff.
Payton 100% was bringing in his own staff. Yeah.
Right. So, again, that could be part of the whole thing is he's waiting to see what Fangio was going to do.
And let me just also say, for the record, Denver giving up the world for Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, will that turn out to be a Super Bowl ring in the next 2 years? It's a wait and see game. But if it doesn't turn into a Super Bowl ring, Denver got killed, and you can blame John Elway. You can blame 100% John Elway for that.
I think it's going to end up. It's going to end up as them competing for a spot in the Super Bowl too, or damn close, because they were so close with a bad quarterback that that's why they went out and spent the world on Russell Wilson.
Would you would really blame John Elway for trying to be persistent and trying to better the team, and he has Super Bowls to prove it as a front office personnel and a player?
So here's my thought about Cap. Here's my honest to God thought about Elway. Elway came in and I think at the end of the day he's a decent GM, but I also think he gets in his own way too, because ever since their Super Bowl run with Peyton, and by the way, they won that Super Bowl because of the defense, not because of Peyton.
Yeah, they did.
They haven't really been. And you can go back and look at even when Elway was there before Peyton, right?
So when Elway pretty much recruited Peyton Manning, that wasn't Elway either, right?
Like, and I know this is going to be very controversial, but Elway had a winning quarterback in Tim Tebow. That man was winning games, was he not? He was winning games.
Steven,
he was winning games. He was winning games.
He wasn't winning anything but media hype.
He was winning games. What I'm trying to tell you is that Elway has something in his mind that if it does not look how it looks in his mind, if it's not a conventional quarterback, or if it's not a quarterback that he believes can truly take this team.
The Miami Dolphins celebrated Tim Tebow more than they celebrated Don Shula. That's sad, bro.
What do you mean the Miami Dolphins celebrated Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow never played.
Tim Tebow Day, bro. You don't remember that, bro?
We never had a Tim Tebow Day, did we?
I think they did. I think they did.
Steven.
If they did,
don't let me do this.
I don't remember that.
I'm gonna forget it, bro. I'm gonna act like I never said anything.
Hey, Steven, wait. Okay, hold up. From you saying John Elway, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
I think Elway hurts the franchise more than he helps them. They've given up 5 first-round draft picks and multiple other draft picks, along with money to Russell and Sean.
But hold up, okay, listen to this, right? For me, right? I would want John Elway on the Dolphins because look, he had Peyton, right? And then after that, he had Tebow, yeah. And then after that, he went, and then they went to go get Patrick Surtain in the cornerback, and then after that, they went to go get Russell Wilson, and now they went to go get Sean Payton. So that man out here, he's over here doing things that the Dolphins would never do. You know what I'm saying?
So you think John Elway's a better GM than Chris Greer?
Bro, they got a Super Bowl ring, Steven.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Now, Steven.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Definitely, bro.
Chris Greer dropped 3 balls.
Look, I know the moment I bring up Tim Tebow's name that the fan base was going to look at me sideways.
Bro, if you don't remember the day they celebrated Tim Tebow, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I keep trying with you.
What I'm trying to explain is, in my opinion, Elway has this vision of his mind of how the team should look. And if it's not going according to that vision, he will give up the world for it. And I do believe that he set
the man has a Super Bowl and he played in 2 Super Bowls before he retired. What are we doing here?
I believe John Elway set the Denver Broncos franchise back 5 to 10 years.
How did he just got Sean Payton?
You can say the same thing about the Rams, but they got a Super Bowl ring and they got a window involved in that Super Bowl twice. At least they're being persistent with quarterbacks, bro. We are not,
bro. And they just got a head coach in Sean Payton.
I know it's not Hot Take Tuesday. It's Wednesday. But the Denver Broncos don't win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. Hot take.
Hey, that's fine. But they got 3 Super Bowls to show for it, man. We don't.
But we got 0. And they got Russell Wilson. And they got
Tampa Bay. You can dog Tampa Bay all you want. They got a Super Bowl ring to prove it. The Rams, you can talk about their salary cap all you want. They got a Super Bowl ring to prove it. I continue?
Hey, Steven, hold up.
He does have a Super Bowl ring. I'm not denying that.
Hey, Cap, guess what else?
And what I don't understand, bro, this is the hypocrisy that I don't get with the fan base. You guys keep preaching about patience. What the hell's so urgent for Fangio to sign? Is he like the Messiah here? I thought Tua was.
So Fangio, when it comes to the defensive side, is worth waiting for. That's why you have not seen any other, hey, the Dolphins are interviewing X person or X, Y, and Z. Why would the Dolphins do that when they still have a legit shot?
Bro, what happened to the patience, Steven?
Coordinator in the league.
What happened to the patience?
The patience that I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you on that, Cap. I believe
you got guys like Batman out there preaching patience, but they're on the Fangio watch every hour on the hour. It's like, what the hell has Fangio done, bro, to get that type of hype?
I am telling you all that when it comes to, I said earlier this morning, I said, if we don't hear anything before Thursday, we probably won't hear anything till after the Super Bowl. And the only 2 red flags you need to worry about is either A, Fangio signed somewhere else officially, right? Becomes the defense coordinator somewhere else. And or B, the Dolphins start looking like the Dolphins. Hey, the Dolphins are going to be interviewing X person.
Oh, you think the Dolphins doing Dolphin things? That's what you think might happen, Steven?
I just said those are the two red flags you should look out for. I didn't say anything else.
But I thought this front office doesn't do like dumb stuff, Steven.
They do dumb stuff. I never said that they didn't. I 100% said that they have done stupid stuff. The Dolphins are the Dolphins. Until they prove me otherwise, I'm going to think that way. But I will also look at the glass half full. I'm not going to look at it half empty and say, look, they might have something here. And I think they do have something here.
All right. So what would you say if Fangio goes to the 49ers? And I heard when y'all was talking about
Fangio goes to the 49ers, then would I be upset? Yes, I'd be pissed. But I would also be like, would I rather want to go be the defensive coordinator for a team that was one game away for a Super Bowl, or a team that has yet to win a playoff game in the last 30 years? That math adds up. You go to San Francisco all day.
Yeah. I mean, if I was him, I mean, I know you said that the Dolphins are like a better choice for him, but I mean, it's kind of the same because if you realize it, you know what I'm saying, we have the D line, you know what I'm saying, they have the linebackers, you know what I'm saying, and we have the better cornerbacks, but our cornerback is getting old, you know what I'm saying. They have a young quarterback in Ward. You know what I'm saying? And
our third-year quarterback's getting old.
You know what's going to happen, bro? Steven, you know what's going to happen? This defense is going to get to the point where it gets watered down like all the past defenses that competed. And by the time the offense catches up, the defense is already dismantled, bro. Yeah. That's another typical Dolphin move.
So you think that are you playing the scenario out that Fangio comes to Miami?
Who, me?
No, I'm asking.
I could care less if Fangio comes or not. I want the offense to finally do something. I'm tired of the defense getting the attention.
I got you. Cap, here's another hot take. Fangio comes to Miami. The Dolphins win minimum one playoff game next year. But I think they'll win two.
Okay, well, look. You can say that the defense can win minimum one more game. You can say the defense could be top 5, top 10. I don't give a crap, bro. Let the offense finally do something besides the defense. How about that?
Bro.
There's no reason to think that the Dolphins offense will not get better in this offseason.
Bro, they had an 8-game slump at the end of the season, bro.
There's no reason to think that the defense signing Fangio will not get significantly better, even in one offseason with him.
I don't know, man. You guys said the offense would get better with McDaniels, and he caught a brain fart the last game of the season in the playoffs. I don't. You know, the defense might not be up to your expectations, bro. I'm just saying.
Hey, Steven, I'm with Cap on this one, man. Like, I mean, like people say, you know what I'm saying, like defense, you know what I'm saying. Everybody's worrying about the defense, but really, bro, it's the offense, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like saying the defense is fine. You know what I'm saying?
The defense ain't out there throwing interceptions, bro.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? It's the offense, bro. You know what I'm saying? And now, low key, if you realize it's going to be harder for Tua and Mike McDaniels because you know why? Because you know what I'm saying? The teams, right? They know what he likes to do now. You know what I'm saying? So now Tua has to learn and get better.
All right, hey Lewis. Good morning, Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
I'm good, Steven. How's everybody?
I'm a little under the weather, and I'm dealing with all this negativity from everybody on the panel this morning.
Well, I'm sorry that I have to go at your neck right now, Steven, when you're a little down in the weather. But
okay.
And the only reason I came up, because I'm working, I'm going to be real quick. You just said out your own mouth, I'm going to use your words, that Vic Fangio guaranteed, no doubt, if he signs with us, that's an automatic playoff win, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Last year, at this same very moment when we were sitting and got Tyreek Hill, I remember you and a bunch of other people telling me that Tyreek Hill was going to guarantee, no, there's 2 more wins, guaranteed. We finished 9-8. We finished with the same record. So again, to Cap for Life's point, bro, I don't know why everybody says like Vic Fangio comes, we're automatically a playoff team. Oh, when we get Tyreek Hill, he's going to lead us to the promised land. No, that's not how this thing works. We can't just come out here and say blanket stuff like, oh, he's going to take us to the playoffs and he's going to guarantee us a win because of what? Because of his name.
All right, Lewis, can I answer? Can I rebuttal?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to ask you some questions. I want yes or no answers from you, Lewis, okay?
Shoot.
You ready? Okay.
Yep.
Does defense win championships?
No.
You don't believe that?
Yeah, in the 80s
In Baltimore.
and 90s. In the 80s, no, Cap, but in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. If we haven't noticed, again, we kept telling you guys even before the
I need
season
somebody that's watching right now to do me a huge favor so that I don't have the answers in front of me. I want somebody to go look this up for me. The last 10 Super Bowl champions. Give me the last 15 Super Bowl champions where their defense was ranked in the NFL overall.
Perfect.
Defense in the NFL.
I can give you one.
Give me the last 15 defenses overall in the NFL. Don't give me an exception. Give me the last 15.
Well, name the quarterbacks too while you're at it.
We could give you one right now. Real quick, Steven. I can give you one right now. Right? Miami gave up an average of 24 points a game this year. Kansas City, that's playing in the Super Bowl, gave up 23. So one less point. Where did we rank and where did Kansas City rank? Is Kansas City's defense winning championships?
Nope.
It's that offense that's winning championships in Kansas City.
It's called the quarterback. That's what it's called. The quarterback and the tight end and the head coach.
And that's what me and Color were one of the two people in this community that were telling everybody this whole season. Is Kansas City a good defense or a bad defense? You don't hear about Kansas City's defense. You want to know why? Because when they give up the same amount of points as Miami, like I said, 24-23, the difference is they're averaging 29.7 points per game. That's why you don't hear about Kansas City's defense because they're averaging 30.
All right, here we go. Andravia said the average defensive ranking for the last 20 Super Bowl winners is 8.4. So that means the last 20 Super Bowl winners have an average defense in the top 10 of the NFL. Okay. Thank you.
I think you're reaching right now, bro. You don't want to mention the quarterbacks either, right?
Whoa. I'm not reaching. In the
past 20 years, out of those 10 is all Tom Brady, bro. Come on, get out of here, Steven, man.
The last 20 years in the NFL, the average defensive ranking for Super Bowl winners is 8.
Not name the quarterbacks in those teams also.
Yeah.
Average defense in the top 10. Okay, so you're not going to sit here and preach to me that Vic Fangio, that's coming here, and odds are would make us, in my opinion, minimum top 15 defense. It would be a significant upgrade.
Okay, that's fine. The
defense, where we are to where we're at.
We were ranked maybe 19th or 20th in defense.
I'm looking in the
What's
chat
the difference?
Right now,
top 15. Get out of here.
And I see NorCal.
Wrong.
I see NorCal. I see Batman. I see Andrevius. I see Trucker Sean. All the people that didn't like the defensive coach that we wanted, and they all wanted him out of here. Now they're crying about defense. It's funny how that works.
We need a defensive coordinator.
Miami's defense was ranked 27th. Big difference between 15th. Cap for life.
Bro, in December, those numbers are fluctuating into the teens, bro. And ask Batman. He'll tell you Boyer had his best December. But you don't want to talk about that, right?
I'm seeing up here the Dolphins are ranked.
I'm just saying, bro. I mean, you want to go tit for tat. You tell me Boyer didn't have his best December and the offense screwed the pooch.
I'm looking just to clarify that. I don't look, in my opinion, my point is Vic Fangio. Okay. Fangio, in my opinion, makes that difference. And I believe he gets us a playoff win because even with the offense and the underlying issues that it had, would still have been good enough to win certain games. Don't tell me winning 11 points wouldn't have been good enough to beat Buffalo with a better defense when they scored only 10 against Cincinnati. So we could have, in theory, won a game 11-10 against the Bills in the playoffs.
Hey, Steven, I got a question for all of y'all.
That's going to happen.
Hey,
Batman put in
the chat. 10. Lewis.
Batman put in the chat that we were ranked 22 this year in defense. Can anyone look up what Kansas City was? What was Kansas City ranked this year in defense? I just want to know. And I could be wrong, but I'm just going on what Batman said. Batman said we ranked number 22 in defense this year. What was Kansas City ranked?
I don't know. If somebody wants to answer that in the chat, I'd like
Steven.
to.
Steven, I got a question for all of y'all. Okay, so look. Okay, so look. We over here talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, right? What about the Eagles?
Eagles defense is
what
great.
makes the Eagles better? You know what I'm saying? What makes them better? Okay, their defense, and what else they got? They have a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? It hurts. They have wide receivers. They got a running back, and they got a good head coach.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And what do we have?
Bro, the Eagles stacked up on the defensive line to make that Super Bowl run, bro. Don't tell me that they didn't make moves, bro.
Cap,
Howie Roseman
is Cap
is a
arguing
hell of a
my
GM,
point?
bro. He fleeced us for Jay Ajayi, got a Super Bowl out of it. It's like every person we give up, they get better, man. And Chris Greer, I don't know, man. You need to do better, man.
Batman says they have a top 5 offense in the last 5 years, Lewis, with arguably the best coach in the league and the best quarterback that might go down as the greatest of all time. What are we talking about, Lewis?
We're talking about being left out of the playoffs, Batman. That's what we're talking about. And since we're so good with all these numbers, we didn't do jack crap, and Jacksonville looks better than us.
The original topic of conversation, Cap, was what is Vic Fangio and somebody like Vic Fangio going to get us? And in my opinion, he gets us a minimum of 1 playoff win. If not,
you want me to tell you the truth? I think it's going to give us nothing but more drama, and they're going to use us as leverage, just like everybody else does, to get a better position elsewhere.
Did we find a way to make the playoffs this year with Josh Boyer and a hurt Tua? Yes or no? We found a way, right?
Yeah, and then you wanted to get rid of him.
We got in.
Oh,
okay?
How's that work?
We got lucky. We got lucky.
Who gives a shit if we got lucky? If we get in, okay? If we got in with Boyer and a hurt Tua, imagine what we would do with a Vic Fangio upgrade on the defensive side, along with some other,
It doesn't matter, bro. The quarterback needs to play a full season once and for all. How about that? You can't rely on the defense bailing your ass out if the quarterback don't play a full season.
Hey, wait, Steven, wait. Hold up. Wait, Steven, hold up. Cap is right, though. You know what I'm saying?
Cap is so
right.
No,
he's right.
Bro, Steven, you're dead wrong, Steven. You think I'm the only one, but you're starting to see the same people have the same thoughts about me now that I've been having the past 2 seasons, and that little amount that you say is minute is becoming almost a half of the fan base. You just don't want to admit it.
Man, y'all
Cap is right.
No, he's not.
Bro, listen.
Keep cooking them, Cap. Keep cooking, Cap. Keep cooking.
No. I'm gonna let Steven get away with it for the next 6 months. I'm gonna let him think he's doing okay for the next 6 months because he's a good guy, bro.
I got cases on all you. You'll be in Pelican Bay tomorrow.
Bro, I got cases on you for 3 years. 3 years of the same guy, bro. How's that work?
Hey, I'm
not pulling out receipts.
I'm taking on the whole panel right now. Lewis, Lakers.
Nah, man, I don't pull receipts, bro. I don't do people like that, bro. I keep it to myself. But when people are lost and blind, I'm just gonna try to bring you back to reality, man. But I'm not pulling receipts on you. I'm gonna let you have.
Hey, Steven, when you gonna sell those rose-colored glasses? Amazon, you need to put that on Amazon and get you some money while you're ahead of the game. Those rose-colored glasses, man, they're going for a lot of money, man.
In full effect. Look, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all, if Fangio comes here and we win a playoff game next year,
we win a minimum 2 games.
I expect period in the regular season.
Hold on.
That is our floor. Our ceiling is 6 games.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
Please. You're crypto.
Our floor is 2 wins.
Crypto, you're
our ceiling is 6.
You're trolling.
How do we get past 6 wins this season, Steven?
I'm serious.
You tell me how do we win 6 games?
Which one is it? You just flip-flopped 2 in a span of 10 seconds. You flip-flopped.
I said our floor and our ceiling. I gave you a floor and a ceiling, Steven.
Okay, our floor is 2 and our ceiling is 6. Well, you, sir, are a hater, and that's what you need to know. You're a hot dog eating hater. That's who you are. No.
Just reality. I don't have rose-colored glasses, Steven.
You don't have to have rose-colored glasses to know that the Dolphins with Vic Fangio would improve the defense significantly, and there's no reason.
Does he make tackles? Has he ever made a football tackle before?
No reason not to think that at the end of the day, the offense will not improve as well. It will improve. 100%.
Other defenses and other teams are improving as well too.
Yeah.
So we're still standing still.
When the Chargers, but hold on. When the Chargers become a healthy team again, and let's say, look at the big step that the Jacksonville Jaguars took this year. They're going to be a playoff team next year.
Tennessee ain't going to be kicked down in the dumps no more.
You got Jacksonville,
and the Browns will be back.
Kansas City.
That's already 3 playoff spots right there locked up.
I do want to state one thing for the record, and I know you're going to be like, oh, Steven, you're finding it out. You're finding an excuse. No, I'm being real. If Fangio does not sign with the Dolphins, then the only other person that I would want to see come in would be somebody like a Steve Wilkes or a Lovie Smith. If they don't go out and get one of those two guys, then anybody else to me is a crapshoot. And then I would be a little, man, what are the Dolphins doing? That would be so Dolphins for me.
Hey Steven, who's that guy that he was coaching the Cowboys, and he was coaching the linebackers and the Cowboys. What's his name?
Oh, Chris Richard.
Yeah, I like him.
I don't want to see him. If the Dolphins go out and get Chris Richard or Anthony Campanelli, if that ends up being our defensive coordinator, then, sir, we got played.
What happened with all the enthusiasm, though, guys?
It's not about enthusiasm. I'm just being real.
Wow, you got to be positive, Steven.
I'm disappointed.
I'm also understanding the reality that we're living in. Here's the reality. Fangio has yet to sign on the dotted line.
Hey, Tony says you have him backstage for 15 minutes, bro.
I 100% think Fangio's coming.
Did you not hear what Lewis said earlier, Steven? I'm disappointed.
I heard Lewis is hating ass. Yes, I heard Lewis.
Lewis, right?
You want to make the playoffs next year?
The biggest hater out of all of them.
No, he's not hating. That's the reality, Steven.
No, there's no reality. Y'all live in this negative Nancy world.
So where do you live, Steven?
Where do you live? Where do you live at?
Where do you live? Let me know so I can visit you.
I live in a world where the Dolphins made the playoffs, lost by 3 points to the number 2 seed with a third-string quarterback.
Is that an all-inclusive trip?
That was fool's gold. The Buffalo Bills were on a decline anyway, as you saw the following
included on that trip.
You keep interrupting me, and scored the third most points in the entire.
Can we get free mimosas?
And what happened when Buffalo played a real team the following week? They got thrashed. They was pretenders themselves.
Call it what you want. They were still the number 2 seed, and we still went toe-to-toe with them.
What is happening?
That's because they got off to a good start and got a head start because the Dolphins collapsed.
We got to the playoffs and went toe-to-toe. Like what? Like y'all are not happy with not a damn thing. Nothing.
Yeah, we went toe-to-toe, but without the guy that you think put us toe-to-toe. Like that's where you're blind.
Please.
That defense went toe-to-toe. Don't get it twisted.
We still scored 31 points
on a team that was crap. Who got spanked the week after? Where if we would have played Cincinnati, we would have got beat up even worse than that.
Well, we would have got murdered.
Yeah,
we probably lost about 40 points.
I mean, I understand we're making the playoffs and everything, but come on, what does it really do for the team other than nothing? It does absolutely nothing.
Just an extra week of football, Keelan. That's it. That's all we have.
We could just put a little check box on the side.
Steven, where was all the enthusiasm when we were playing the Jets? Where was all that enthusiasm?
3 hours of extra football and put us further into purgatory.
Body language during that Jets game. Oh, this is not even worth playing, guys. I'm not making the trip out there.
And I love what Lewis said.
Now all of a sudden you found this new rejuvenated energy towards the team, and it's like
exactly what Lewis said was spot on. That 3 hours winning that Jet football game damaged this football team and set us back 7 years.
Oh my God!
That 3 hour win on the last weekend of the season set us back 7 years.
This team is happy being mediocre. Is what it is. This team is happy being mediocre, and until we realize that as fans, we're never gonna go. We're not gonna do anything anyways, because, like Lewis said before the playoffs even started, we go to the playoffs. We make it into the playoffs, and the fans is just going to be, let's just run it back. Let's just run it back. Let's keep on doing the same thing.
Yeah, let's run it back, Haslin. Let's run it back like we did this past season. Let's run back all the concussion drama. Let's run back the under 500 record. Let's run all that back.
I want to let the record be known.
Exactly.
The entire panel this morning on Wildin' Out Wednesday, and y'all are the biggest haters. And
listen.
We're the haters, but where are your defenders at? If you got so many defenders now, where the hell are they at?
I mean, they don't want to come up here and listen to all this ridiculousness.
Hold on, Steven.
I would really think not.
We're told when they hired McDaniels, this guy, this is an offensive guru, the guy's an offensive genius.
Can I have nobody up to the Mets hat on?
He's the best thing since sliced bread. And the dude he's not even that good.
He's not.
It's his first year head coach, man. Come on.
Come on.
Really? Stop it, Alex.
Hold on.
How many?
You think year 2 is going to be any better?
It's gonna be harder. For
yes, because I think
look what
McDaniel will be a great head
Dude,
coach in
the
this
city
league.
plays.
The
He has
Dolphins
a
made
simple
Alex dress up
offense.
in New York.
Let me talk. Let me just say this right now. I think
Are you talking
McDaniel's
about the
going to be
Islanders or the Dolphins?
Hold on,
I
let
think
him cook. Let him cook, Cap. Go ahead.
I think McDaniel is going to be a great head coach in this league. Okay, his first year. Hold on. Let me finish. Crypto.
He let y'all spew you this negativeness for the last.
Let me finish this right now.
Let Alexander go.
His first year, he had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of bad things. Don't get me wrong, that he needs to work on. Okay, going into year 2, he's going to be better at it. Year 3, he's going to be even more better at it. Okay, this team is on the right track right now to go forward. You want to sit there? You want to sit there and laugh? You want to sit there and laugh about it? That's fine, because the rosters compared to 08 and 16 were not as good as this roster here. Okay, this roster is even better than what it was.
The previous years relative to the roster that they had. I hear this nonsense all the time.
If this roster's so good, Alex, why are we worrying about the DC? Why the hell are we worrying about the DC if this roster's better?
Because the defense needed to be worked on because they got banged up last year.
You act like the rest of the league don't improve too. It's all about the Dolphins.
The defense are not throwing interceptions. This is what bothers me about you people, bro.
Who cares about the defense? Look at Kansas City.
Oh my God, bro!
Look at the quarterback at Kansas City. Look at
Kansas
the quarterback.
And I'm going to answer this right now. Kansas City was not as good as last year.
Kansas City doesn't have a quarterback. They're overrated.
Hey, Alex,
two teams in the Super Bowl is overrated, according to Alex.
Let me say something, Alex. I appreciate you coming up here trying to help me with these bunch of negative Nancys that are on the panel right now.
It's not negative Nancy.
I appreciate it.
Negative Nancy.
Alexander,
I get it. I get it why everyone is skeptical, and I totally understand where everybody's coming from with this. Because the previous years, yes, they have not shown that they are capable of sustaining this. But right now, this is different than what it was the last couple of years. The last 20 years.
Yeah, hold on.
Where's the evidence that it's different, other than you talking about what's on paper? You play the game on the football field, not on a spreadsheet. That's how I check, Alexander. You play the football game on the field, not a spreadsheet.
Hold on. The problem is also is that Adam Gase never actually had a good coaching staff. Okay? Tony Sparano didn't really have a good coaching staff.
Yes, he did. He had a stellar coaching staff.
No, he did not. Paul Pasquinelli was not a good defensive coordinator. Okay?
He made it in this league. He made his rounds around the
coordinator was Dan Henning. Dan Henning was not even that good. So don't even go there.
What about Flores?
Flores was a defensive coordinator at best.
Okay,
he can never.
Mike McDaniel is an offensive coordinator at best.
He had an offensive genius.
Crypto, are you kidding me, bro? Come on, man.
Yes, absolutely. What has he did on defense that was warranted anything?
Christian Wilkins developed into a top 5 defensive tackle.
He was on that trajectory when the day he was drafted. Stop the nonsense.
Cater Kohu turned into an All-Pro. Okay, Cater Kohu actually they were drafted a free agent.
That had a lot to do with Johnny Boy. That had nothing to do with McDaniel.
A project, and that was
which was an understudy of Brian Flores, was a part of Brian Flores' staff.
Yep.
So that's still a tentacle of Brian Flores. Anything on the defense that's going on right now, stop it.
Here's my problem, Crypto, with
you guys. Who do you guys going to replace?
Hold on, Alex. I got this. Here's my problem with people like Crypto and Lewis and Cap for Life and all you haters. Okay, here's my problem.
You have a problem with us because we're not going to let you gaslight us.
Okay,
that's why you have a problem.
Number one, okay, we have made the playoffs total of 3 times in the last 20 years, and every time we have made the playoffs, we've got blown out. Did we get blown out this time? We did not.
We've never made the playoffs the following year. We don't care about whether or not we got blown out.
Okay. Good point there. Hey, guess what? That is true, Crypto. I agree with you. The following year is the real test. And so this year is the real test. Nobody's denying that. But you are going to sit here and say, there's no way that we're going to do it. Our quarterback sucks. He can't stay upright.
2000, 2008, 2016, 2022. That's 6 to 8 years. Each playoff appearance, 6 to 8 years. You think that we're gonna get back there like it's gonna be easy, right?
You know, Steven, here's my issue.
I'll make you all a deal. If the Dolphins don't make the playoffs this year, I will be negative Nancy on my channel. I have no problem with that. I'll be negative.
I've never seen a fan base that is so pissed off about making the playoffs.
100% negative if we don't make the
playoffs.
playoffs.
Because set us back for making major changes we need to make to get better.
Absolutely, utterly.
Everybody wanted them to fail this year. Everybody wanted them to fail this year just so they could go ahead and fire the whole coaching staff.
Get rid of
that's what's going to make the team better. The rebuild has already failed anyways. We're not winning the Super Bowl next year.
But Crypto, that's what
the rebuild is already failed. You got 5 years to rebuild the team. You ain't did it in the 5th season. Goodbye.
That's why Crypto got 5 Pro Bowls on the team, right?
Let me ask Alex a question since he want to lie to the fan base. At what point did Cater Kohu get voted to the All-Pro team?
I don't know.
All-Pro rookie team.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because you told him he's an All-Pro. So when did he make the All-Pro team?
He made the first team All-Pro rookie team.
Oh, he's the All-Rookie team, so he's not an All-Pro. Okay, thank you. Because Sauce Gardner is a rookie All-Pro.
I love how Vonjo
was damn good.
And talk about
that's an All-Pro.
Hey,
Sauce Gardner is a rookie who made the All-Pro team.
You got real particular when you tried to
find No. We're not gonna lie to the fan base because again, you're gonna give Christian Wilkins development to Mike McDaniel. That's what you're gonna say. You're gonna open your mouth to dare say such a thing? Christian Wilkins became a top 5 because of Mike McDaniel.
Not even close.
He developed into a top 5.
He didn't develop jack shit. What are you talking about?
He was already that dude from the day he came in. The day he put on the first day he put on the uniform, he was that guy.
See, this is see, Steven. Again, this is the asinine comments that sit there and lie to the fan base that gets people infuriated.
That's wrong.
I'm gonna say this. That's why Chris Spear got
like. What are we talking about?
Right? Hold on. Out of everything that Alex came up here and said, you chose to pick the one thing.
I picked two. You're not listening.
Okay.
2.
All right, fine. He said multiple things. And the moment he said one thing or 2 things wrong, you came up here and you straight up attacked him.
Oh, no. I was driving. I didn't get on your case yet and your lies.
Credit where he was correct.
We're not going to get on your case yet, Steven.
Y'all, please, feel free.
Alex still hasn't answered my question.
And what's that?
What proof do you have that in year 2 that this offense is going to take another leap forward? Because I don't see it at all.
I don't have no proof. I have faith.
I turn the question.
I believe in this coaching staff.
What makes you think that they won't, Caslin?
And let me ask you a question.
You can't prove it negative. You can't prove it negative.
Run the same offense every year.
In the back for 45 minutes, he says.
I believe in this
team. Does Kansas City run the same offense every year?
Kansas City was not as good this year as what they were the last couple of years.
That's BS. They were number 1 in the league in all.
Okay, see. So Steven, you gotta keep letting dumb comments slide, right? Comments that make no sense. You gotta keep letting those slide.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why? Because they didn't have Tyreek Hill.
Kansas City was not as good as they were this. Was not as good this year as they were last year.
Dominant. Hold on. I'm gonna say this. Kansas City was dominant, but they weren't as dominant as what they were the last couple of years.
Oh, yes, what are you talking about? Mahomes was
even won 14 games, won the same amount of games. What are you talking about?
Mahomes was even better without Tyreek. What are you talking about, Alex? Are you just talking just to talk?
To be fair to both sides of the argument, to me, that's a perception point of view. That like there's arguments to be made for both sides.
Numbers are facts. Mahomes had a better season than he had without Tyreek.
True that.
Those are the exactly. He might be the MVP this year.
Yeah.
It just shows you that without a top.
And by the way,
without a top receiver,
here's your argument, Bonjo.
Exactly.
Tyreek Hill had the best year of his career without Patrick Mahomes
because he was force fed. We didn't throw to nobody else
every time. Yeah,
we didn't throw to nobody else. The number of receptions that he got and balls forced to him dwarfed anybody else. So of course, by numbers and just by that alone, you're gonna have a better year. Because you're not being force-fed. I'm sorry that Kansas City has a real quarterback
and
that can
Teddy
spread the ball around
threw
and
for over 300 yards with him in there too. So Any quarterback would have done that with Tyreek.
I'm sorry that they have a real chef
roster
in the kitchen in Kansas City that could cook multiple dishes, while ours only could cook one, and that's a microwave dish at that.
Hey, you ain't right about that, Bonjo.
He's wrong.
Keep cooking him, Bonjo.
I'm just saying, KC got a real chef. Meanwhile, we got a quarterback that can only make oodles and noodles.
Hey, with some water. Hey, he gonna make some water with it too.
Hey,
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Seriously, it goes to show you what Flores said was right, and
Bonjo
what
with the
Ken
flame.
Daly said was right.
You guys want to sit here and talk about Tua, but yet you can't even name me two quarterbacks that are better than him right
Sean,
now.
I
That
like
you can replace him with.
Throw to anybody else.
I can name a whole bunch of them. I can name you a whole bunch of them.
You can't name him. You can't name two
Alex,
quarterbacks that are actually a better option than right now than Tua.
Last month, or this is the new
Anybody that plays, how about everybody that's in the NFL that plays 17 games? Let's just start there.
I can name you 10 quarterbacks right now that'll replace him and have a better season in this offense.
Name me three quarterbacks that you were rather replace Tua with, because there's nobody better out there.
Anybody that can stand upright and don't get hurt on the blade of grass.
Sean Watson.
Let's just start there.
So Mike Glennon is that guy then, huh? Mike Glennon is that guy?
No,
if he can stand upright and not get hurt by a blade of grass, that's the starter. That's the baseline.
Derek Carr is not better than Tua. Get out of here.
That's just the baseline.
Get the hell out of here.
Derek Carr is. Lewis, you want to back me up on that?
Go.
Because Lewis would even vouch that too.
He gotta go.
Lewis would even vouch that too.
Hey, David Carr made the Pro Bowl, guys.
Okay, go ahead and try to triangulate. That's not going to work. That's some slick stuff, Alex. That's not going to work.
Lewis even agreed with me.
Congratulations. I don't agree.
5 people have agreed that Derek Carr is not better than Tua right
we
now.
can name you any
That
quarterback.
doesn't make it true.
It don't matter. We can name you guys any quarterback. You guys would say no to all of them. It doesn't matter.
Okay, you're gonna.
Derek Carr, this was his worst season. And every season for the first 9 of his career, the dude has been a top 10 quarterback. Get out of here.
In memory of the career that was Tom Brady, hit that two-a-time boot for Bonjo. Well, he already gone. And
no, bro, don't you dare. Don't you dare, Steven. Don't do it, bro.
Hey, yo, somebody bring him back.
Let's go.
Hey, yo, bring him back, man.
You're going to put that BS up there.
And to answer that guy's question, Swear Jar, I don't believe Tua's the guy, but I don't think there's nobody out there that you could replace him with.
Steven, I'm eating lunch, bro. Please, I'm getting lunch.
You think that Tua's not the guy?
I mean,
there's a lot of people that's out there that's better. That'll stay upright. That'll give us a chance to win.
You can stay up. That's fine. That's availability is the best accountability. I get that, but yet when he's on the field, he shows that he can play at elite level.
Yeah, 4 games out for every freaking Baltimore game. There's a Green Bay game. I don't need that inconsistency. Thank you very much.
Andravia said Alex defending.
I'm not talking about availability.
Remember when Tua was?
I'm talking about consistency on the field.
Off the team.
That's
on
my
this
benchmark.
Show. LOL. Alex, did you come up here saying Tua was trash?
That's what I'm saying, man.
I came up there. I don't believe in him. I don't think he's the guy, which I still don't think he's the guy. I still don't think Tua's the guy. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not going to sit here and be blinded to the fact that there is nobody better that you can actually go out and get that you can replace him with right now.
Okay, by your definition, we're stuck in purgatory. We're not winning no more than 6 games. Let's deal with it. Look forward to the 2024 offseason because this season's a wash.
Alex said he was out on Tua because he thought it was going to be the popular opinion. Once he got pushed back, he's Tua's white knight again.
No, I do not believe in the guy.
Alex,
I don't believe in
Tua. Alex, that week everybody was jumping ship. Not only you. Let's be real. Tell Steven, everybody was jumping ship that week.
I don't believe Tua is the guy. I don't believe that he's the guy, but you know what? He's not. There's nobody out there.
Somebody time Lewis. I mean, what's up, Lewis? Somebody time Alex out, please.
I just want to say for the record,
like,
I never said that Tua wasn't the guy. I said Tua wouldn't be my $10, bro. And Vajo,
time Alex out, guys.
Caslin for 10 minutes.
Oh my God, man! Don't time me out because then I'm.
See you back.
Time Alex out. Time the Brady. Hey,
of course,
Steven.
Oh my God,
Steven, I'm here to collect.
He's wearing the. He's wearing a Dolphins
Until you
uniform.
learn to
That's
wear
why he's going to
Dolphin
defend him.
paraphernalia, bro, you're in timeout today, bro.
Steven, why am I always right?
Hey, Steven.
What?
I mean, hey,
Who said
Alex,
you were
hold on.
right? Nobody,
If you're saying nobody's a better
nobody
option
I'm
that's
right again.
available,
those words.
that's a sad
I'm
state of the
right again.
NFL.
Nobody
Brady
said those words
guys,
that Pete was
the
right.
Brady guys, though, of course, I'm
If
always
you
right.
don't
I
think
told you
Tua's
guys Brady
replaceable,
was
then
going to
that's
retire.
an indictment on the
And he's
NFL.
not coming
I'm not
to
saying
Miami.
Tua's not replaceable. I'm not saying he's not
Brady,
replaceable. I'm not saying
the
that.
Brady guys
But
are
I'm
in
just saying that
shambles today.
there is nobody that you can go out there and replace him with right now that is
No,
available.
I think
Jackson is
Batman's
better.
confusing
I'm
the
sorry,
Brady guys
Alex.
with the
You're thinking
Fangio
that the
guys that
general
are like
manager
biting
can't
their
pull a
nails off
rabbit out
right
of his
now.
hat.
I
Alex, you're
never
gone
met
for 10.
people be
Hold on.
so worried
Alex,
about a
you're gone
defensive
for 10 minutes.
coordinator, bro.
If you don't believe
You want to talk about Tom Brady not
hold
being
on,
here. You
hold
guys
on,
are worried
Cap.
more about Fangio not being here. That's
All
why
right,
you're
hold on,
shitting in your
Cap.
pants
Can I
right now.
say something real quick?
Flip side said if you don't believe in Tua,
Fangio,
why would you repeat the
Fangio, I
story?
don't even want him no more
That
now.
makes absolutely no sense, Alex. Bye, bro. Flip side got you out for 10 minutes.
And can I say something
Exactly.
real quick? Can I just say something real quick? Because again, I'm working, I'm going back in and out. But Alex was right when he said Lewis would agree with me about Derek Carr. If you're trying to feed me Derek Carr, I'm sticking with Tua. But now, when Alex says there's no one that we can replace Tua with now that's better, there's two options. There is Aaron Rodgers and there is Lamar Jackson. Those are better options right now for Tua.
Lamar is not a
than
better
Tua.
option.
Yeah,
He's a way better option.
Check your fever,
Not-
Steven. Check your fever, Steven. It's running sky high.
Hey, Steven, you gotta go to sleep, man.
Steven, yeah, go to
Hey,
sleep.
somebody,
Take a nap.
somebody time Lewis out, guys. Somebody time Lewis out.
Yeah, Lewis needs to be timed out.
Go get some sleep, man. I don't know what's up.
Damn, Pete.
I say I'm calling for timeouts
No,
with
somebody
takes
time
that will
Batman out.
frustrate
Even
me.
though he's not up here, somebody time Batman out, bro. I don't understand how he can say Tom Brady
You
people
could
are getting
die on
worried.
that
There's no
hill,
Tom
Lewis.
Brady people here,
You could
bro.
die on
It's
that
the
hill,
Fangio
Lewis.
people that
Lewis,
are
you're
nervous
in
as hell
charge.
right now, bro.
Lewis, you're in charge. You're in charge, Lewis.
All right.
Yes, sir.
What's up,
Yes,
y'all,
sir.
Money backs.
Hey, block Batman, bro.
Quarterback.
You don't block Batman? Why? What do you do?
Just for the day.
What's going on with Batman?
Batman is capping out there.
Oh, he doing
Tom
Alex
Brady.
doing?
Batman's just doing
get
his
up here,
normal stuff.
Batman.
Batman just being
You need to
Batman.
get up here and explain yourself.
He's
bro.
a
How you
he's
just
a
say we're Tom
capologist.
Brady people? I thought we were Fangio people.
You know, I'm soured on Fangio. I don't even think he's a difference maker. We're not a defensive coordinator away. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
Quarterback away.
He'll make us elite.
No, he won't, bro. He don't play. He's not the quarterback, bro. Like,
I don't know, Fangio. How many tackles did Fangio make last season? How many tackles did he make?
It doesn't matter, man.
0.
It'll be great.
How many sacks did he get?
0.
Oh, I'm just checking.
We'll pay for overpriced tickets.
I thought the football players still had to play and make the difference.
We'll pay for overpriced tickets. We'll go to all the parties. We'll be around the sexy people and not even make the playoff. But it won't matter.
Right.
Well, hold on, fellas, real quick, because again, I think we're crapping on the wrong person. Vic Fangio would be an upgrade as far as a defensive coordinator. What I don't like is when people say Vic. Well, it's not even about the money. It's that Vic Fangio is going to come in here and he's going to change everything. Again, let's just be honest. And again, I try to be as fair as I can be. The NFL is a quarterback league. It's not a D coordinator league. It's not a head coach league. It's a quarterback league. So you can go get Vic Fangio and it will be an upgrade. That's not what no one's saying. It's just, is Vic Fangio gonna keep Tua on the field for 17 games? Is Vic Fangio going to get Tua to be consistent? And again, I don't need Tua to be consistent for 17 weeks. But if Tua can give me 12 or 13 games of elite play, and then, yeah, you can have a crap game here and there, 3 or 4 of those. That's fine. But again, that's not what we see from Tua. We see elite play from Tua 3 or 4 weeks, then 2 bad weeks, then a week good, a week bad, a week great, a week. And that's just inconsistent. And I don't care what defensive coordinator or head coach or whatever. The quarterback position, until we solve that, I'm sorry, fellas, we're going to be in purgatory. And that's just how it is.
You're right about that. You're right.
And right now, we only got 2 choices, man. Either we tear down this whole team and we go get that quarterback, or like the quarterbacks we got coming out right now, I think it's 2 that's nice options. Rush out of Dallas and Heineken out of Washington. Them the only 2 guys I can see we could build on with.
Hey, but I like Heineke though.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm already looking forward to 2024. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so focused on the draft of 2024. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I've been jaded. I've been snake bitten for 30 plus years. I know where this train wreck is heading. I like to get off the train before it wrecks. I'm just that kind of guy.
I agree with you, man, but we got to get that quarterback.
Hey, is there any way we can talk that Manning kid to just go through the transfer portal and just forget college and just think about, just coming in early?
Bro, hold up, Cap. Do you think he's gonna do good though?
We gotta have a pick to get him.
Hey, Cap, do you think he's gonna be good though?
I don't know, man. I mean, we better hope and pray somebody good's coming soon, man, because from what we're being forced fed, there's nobody good enough out there to compete with Tua. So this guy better be better than what people are claiming Tua is, because right now we're pretty much stuck.
Yeah, I know, bro. We are stuck, bro. We're like
That's
stuck
purgatory.
mud,
That's what I'm saying, Cap. We already in the position where I just gotta not. I'm not setting myself up for disappointment. I'm already looking forward to the following season.
Hey,
the Tannehill plan has evolved to 10-year plan, bro.
Like, listen, bro. The problem is that we don't have a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And
that's the biggest problem.
You know what I'm saying? The two teams that are in the Super Bowl, they have quarterbacks that they can rely on, bro. That's why.
Yeah, especially when you got a good defense that could shut you down. That quarterback take you to another level. Like, for example, San Francisco played the Chiefs this year. They got the best defense, right? But Kansas City was they was hanging in there with them, stopping them here and there. And then Patrick Mahomes took it to another level, and he just shredded them apart. Put 44 points on them. That's when you have a quarterback that can take you to another level, even though defenses are playing good against you early in the game. But they can't hold you down for the full 4 quarters. That's the difference a quarterback can do for you.
But you can't bring that up, Crypto, because they'll tell you that it's the defense's fault, not the quarterback.
It's not. Hey, but guess what?
Look at Burrow. Burrow was being held down against Buffalo early in that game for a little bit, and then he elevated himself, and then he got there.
I see Concrete in the chat, and that's the guy I want. I know he's coming off an injury in Tennessee, but depending where he falls at, I don't know what moves we would have to make. But Hendon Hooker, I'm telling you I like Hendon Hooker from Tennessee.
What about Stetson?
Yeah.
Stetson?
I'm not taking Stetson. I'm not taking Stetson.
He's gonna fall. No. He's gonna fall pretty far.
Yeah, but I'm not taking again. I don't want.
What guy in Tennessee? Quarterback?
Yeah, Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, he's nice, bro.
I got to take a look. I'm focused on the Texas A&M running back.
Hey, I'm not taking any quarterback.
Achu.
I'm not taking any quarterback
from Texas, the running back I'm getting, along with the quarterback.
That Tennessee quarterback real good for. I've been looking at him. But this is what I'm gonna say, man. Hey, right now, to show you how our fan base confused, if you ask them the best quarterback to come out of Alabama, they're not gonna tell you Jalen Hurts.
I know they're not. They're gonna say two.
Of course they not. They're gonna say that.
Ain't that wrong? That's funny, right?
That is funny.
Hey, but guess what though? If y'all realize it, right? Jalen Hurts had a bad game last game. He didn't play. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't 100%. He didn't play like, you know what I'm saying, like the Jalen Hurts that we see. You feel me? So in the Super Bowl, he got to amp it up. You know what I'm saying? Because
he played more of a serviceable game, enough to win, to keep the drives going.
But that's what I'm saying though. If he would have played like an MVP, Jalen Hurts that we knew in the regular season, you know what I'm saying? Then you know what I'm saying, everybody would have been like, "Oh my God, you're saying Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback." You feel me? Nobody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about
he still might win MVP. It's not still out of the question for him. They still can give it to him.
Yeah, they can.
Now you know the biggest problem that we have with Tua is that he's not a mobile quarterback, and with Tom Brady retiring,
you so right.
And with Tom Brady retiring right now, all these quarterbacks that's taking over are mobile quarterbacks now.
They're mobile.
There's some mobility.
They don't last long. They don't last long.
The transition is happening. The transition is fully happening now. Now you got 2 mobile quarterbacks facing each other in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Now, this is my thing. Well, no, you're right. But this is now Jackson, because these DNs, they fast now. They coming. So you got to be able to step up. You got to be able to, shuffle your feet and everything like that and move around. Tua can't do that. And when
but I don't agree. I don't agree with that though. Tua is Tua Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, Cam Newton, or any other guys like Cal and Kaepernick? He is not.
No.
But Tua, this narrative that Tua cannot move, that's what's frustrating about Tua. The only reason you would not want Tua to escape the pocket, because can Tua do the same things that Patrick Mahomes does? Yes.
Nope.
Can he do the same things?
Nah,
can I finish? Can I finish? Oh, he can't. So you mean to tell me that what we've seen in the AFC Championship game where Patrick Mahomes just escaped the pocket and was running at a very slow pace, Tua Tagovailoa can't do that? Is that what y'all are trying to tell me?
No.
So you telling me that?
Okay, well, again, that's the hatred. That's the hatred right there for Tua Tagovailoa. Again, hold on. That's the hatred right there for. Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead. You can finish.
Yeah, I know, because it's always listen. Tua Tagovailoa can run for 4 or 5 yards. Y'all are missing the point. He can do it. We've seen him do it. So again, why do we have to come out here and again crap on the kid because you hate him or whatever? That's not what we're going to do.
It's not that I hate him. That has nothing to do with that I hate him.
But okay, exactly. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying when you say that he can't move, it comes off as hate because we've seen him do it.
Okay, but have we seen? Hey, Lewis, he can't do that. That's not part of his game. Number one,
how consistently does he do it?
That's number one. Exactly. He doesn't do it. He's weak. Hold on, let me. Hey, Lewis. I'm not letting Lewis slide with that one.
Wait, hold on.
He can't do it.
Because Tom Brady has made that kind of run before. It's not about how consistently you do it and when you're going to do it in a big time situation.
Lewis.
Exactly.
It's not that type of quarterback.
See, I agree 100% with Crypto.
So how do you agree with that but sit here and say he could do it? You're going against what you're just saying.
Pete, can I finish?
You can finish, but you're going against what you're just literally saying now.
You're wrong. Didn't Crypto just say that he can do it? The problem is that he doesn't do it enough. And at what points of the game and the moments of the game he would do it in? I agree with that. The statement that was made was Tua Tagovailoa cannot move, and whoever said that is dead wrong.
He's slow. He is slow.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he doesn't break a tackle. You put an arm on him, he falls and flops.
Hold on.
There's nothing.
Patrick Mahomes does it. Does he get up and does he get up and actually walk away? Yeah, he does. Tua does it. Tua's gonna get freaking hurt and killed.
Hey, so Lewis. Hey, so we saw Brady. So we saw Brady run 1 time, 2 times in his career. So he could do it. He could do it. It's basically what you're saying. Like, that's not part of their game. Tua can't even take on a hit. He doesn't even.
Brady and Tua are 2 different players. Don't compare Tua and Brady because they're 2 different players.
But Tua doesn't run. He is not a running quarterback. Only because somebody got music.
No, nobody is saying that. Lewis is not saying he's a running quarterback.
Lewis is literally saying that he can do it. He said he can do it.
He's not a running quarterback. Just doing it at the time you need to do it.
Tua can do it. Tua is
still being around for the next play.
First of all,
to get out of the pocket and run for a first down.
It's not about ability to do it because anybody can do it. It's just a matter of fact, can you do it when it's needed?
And if that's what you like, then I don't even know why this fan base isn't drooling over Skylar Thompson.
Pete, it's not about that.
Skylar Thompson.
Dan Marino couldn't even run for his life.
He ran a few times in his career. He could do it.
Y'all be missing the point, man. Y'all be going crazy.
And the divisional round of the playoffs, Dan Marino ran a naked bootleg from inside the 5-yard line and showed his mobility. So there you have it.
And how many times has he done that, Crypto, in his career? Probably
it's because he didn't have to do it.
Hey, Lewis.
Because he can move.
You want me to tell you how I know
he has a of an arm in the mind. That's why.
Tua can move around in the pocket.
And Lewis, you're my guy. You know I like you. But I'm just letting you know, this is how wrong you are, bro. They don't even put Tua on quarterback sneaks. How about that? They don't even put that guy on quarterback sneaks, dude. Like, that's not part of his game. Anything contact, they're going to throw him out.
There's plenty of teams that do the same thing.
Last time Tua had a quarterback sneak, he had a broken finger. Or rib. We're still trying to determine that.
Y'all can have this. Y'all can have this right here. Pete says something that Pete just came at me and said something that I didn't even mention. We're talking about quarterback sneaks now. Y'all are moving the goddamn goalposts.
Nah,
What was said was Tua Tagovailoa cannot move. And what I'm telling y'all is get y'all's head out of y'all ass. Stop working with damn feelings. Tua can fucking move.
He's slow, but you're making it seem like he's fast. He's slow. He's slow, and he can't break a tackle. And they don't even put him on quarterback sneaks.
Is Patrick Mahomes slow, yes or no?
Yes, he's slow too. Yeah,
he's slow, yes or no?
So now listen
Yeah, he's slow with a broken ankle. I won't say if it's healthy. If his ankle was fully healthy, he wouldn't be that slow.
What was it? The Buda Baker play where he?
Wait a minute, did you see that run Patrick Mahomes made against Tennessee a couple of years ago? He wasn't slow on that one because he was fully healthy.
Hey, did you see Tua Tagovailoa, the run he had against Buda Baker against Arizona? Now we're gonna pick plays. The point is, people said he can't move.
No, I'm asking. I'm just saying, which play did Tua like flash and dash? Was it when he trucked the guy
to say Mahomes was slow? It's misplaced.
It doesn't matter about flashing and dashing because I said if y'all would listen and get out of y'all's feelings, I said Tua's not Lamar Jackson that flashes or Josh Allen that flashes. But if you're telling me that again, Tua has good pocket presence. If he feels, which I need him to do more. Remember, I was the one before the season saying Tua needs to run more. If you mean to tell me on a 3rd and 4, Tua, if he escapes the pocket, can't go get you 4 yards. Not like Peyton Manning that couldn't do it, or Tom Brady that couldn't do it.
Yeah, but why can't he get a touchdown? That's my problem. I mean,
but Tua doesn't do it.
Lamar Jackson.
When did we see Tua? When did we see Tua run for first downs though? That's my issue. Did we even see him run this year?
Okay, first off, guys. I've been listening. And now we're just lying. What you mean, Pete? You never seen Tua run for first down? He's done it multiple times. So get out of your feelings and stop lying.
Okay. And Tom Brady has run for multiple. Peyton Manning has ran for multiple first downs.
Okay,
that's
so
nothing.
He's done it. You
but that's not part of his game. But what I'm saying, what I'm falling back on Lewis is only because he's done it doesn't mean that's part of his game. He doesn't bring the defense is not scared of Tua running the ball. How about that? He's not taking the runs. No, he never even breaks a tackle in the pocket. He sucks at it.
Okay, newsflash.
Oh, Steven.
More than half of the league.
Did you hear that report about Buffalo and Josh Allen?
No.
What about Buffalo and Josh Allen?
They're growing frustrated with Josh Allen over there.
All right, that's the least of our worries.
Okay, they're growing really frustrated over there.
They'll get over it when he throws 5 touchdowns in the first game of the season.
At least Josh Allen could take them to a goddamn playoff game.
Yeah, they'll get over it as soon as he gives a 5 touchdown performance.
How much you want to bet Josh Allen?
That's what the media
How much you want to bet Josh Allen doesn't finish his career in Buffalo?
Remember when Tua ran in a touchdown versus the Patriots?
Now you're just being ridiculous, Alex.
He ran it in.
You hate bleed over.
Hold on. Him not finishing his career in Buffalo is not a big stretch. I mean, how many quarterbacks
I think
finished their career?
I think they.
Brady didn't finish
I think they're going to try to trade him next year.
Brady won Super Bowls in New England. He didn't finish his career there.
They're not going to trade him
exactly. Joe Montana won Super Bowls in San Francisco. He finished his career in Kansas City.
Exactly. So what are you talking about?
Hey, how many rushing yards? How many rushing yards did Tua have this year?
I think he had like over 500. Is it?
If Buffalo doesn't do anything next year, Josh Allen will be traded next season.
How many rushing yards did Tua have this year, Steven?
I bet you anything you want to bet, Alex, on that. I bet you anything you want to bet.
Steven, you know how many rushing yards he had?
Regress a little bit. Josh Allen did regress a little bit.
They just paid the man $250 million to be their franchise quarterback. He ain't going nowhere.
I guarantee you, Stephon Diggs ain't going to be on that team.
They'll just replace Diggs. Receivers are replaceable nowadays.
We'll finally see the fact
Diggs ain't going to be there. They'll get another guy.
Josh Allen is not a great quarterback. He's average.
Okay, so Alex, let's have this discussion. Who did he lose against? Who did he lose to? Hold on, who did he lose to?
He lost against Cincinnati, which was
okay.
Which
so
he
is Joe Burrow a great quarterback? Yes or no?
Oh, no, I'm not debating that.
Somebody has a lot of back noise.
But the fact of the matter is that the fact of the matter is that he looked really bad against our defense.
I don't know who's that.
Listen,
Even
at
though-
the end of the day, Josh Allen lost to 2 elite quarterbacks. He lost to Burrow and he lost to Mahomes.
Okay.
So he
But
lost to
you're
2
supposed-
elite quarterbacks.
But allegedly, you're supposed to be just as good.
What?
He is. His defenses can't stop those quarterbacks. He ain't going nowhere. That had nothing to do with Josh Allen. Why the Bills can't stop the freaking Cincinnati?
Listen again.
Hey, Burrow better than Josh Allen. I gotta realize that, man. When you
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
So
right,
Burrow
but
is
that doesn't
better than
mean that Josh Allen
okay.
get traded.
Okay, here it is. You can say Burrow and Mahomes are 1 and 2. You can say Burrow and Mahomes are 1 and 2, right?
Man, y'all talk
Is
about
Al-
Skylar Thompson.
Is Allen in the top 5?
Skylar Thompson
Yes,
can run.
now he is.
Okay, then.
No. He's still not in the top 5 yet.
But
Josh Allen is not in the top 5.
No, he's not in the top 5 yet.
This is
not
what I'm
top
trying to
5,
say.
he's big.
You
He's
could
in the
be a
top 10
great
for
regular
sure.
season quarterback. You could be a great regular season
top 10.
quarterback.
He's not
No,
top 5.
I don't think you guys
And
understand
Alex,
what I'm
that's
trying
what
to
you're
say.
saying about Tua. He could be good for 4 games in a regular
you-
season, which makes him a regular season quarterback.
Then
We don't know
that's
if he's
fine.
a playoff quarterback.
Then that's fine. But
Listen, when it
here's
comes
the
to
thing.
quarterback evaluations, I don't take Alex quarter.
But
Listen, at this point,
I don't. You could be a good regular season quarterback, but you could also choke in the playoffs.
Listen, at this point, I don't take
That's
Alex
a
quarterback
diamond
evaluations.
on our
Hey,
quarterback
Von-
situation. Did
Alex.
I don't take Alex quarterback
Who was the last
evaluations seriously
Dolphin
at all
quarterback to win
after
a
he
playoff
told me that
game?
Hurts is a gimmick
Hey,
quarterback.
Alex, your job when you come up on these panels is to talk
you're
about our
making
special
our
teams
quarterback
unit.
situation look. When you make a statement
Talk
like that,
about our
Alex, you're making
special
our
teams
quarterback
unit.
situation look worse. You don't
Listen,
realize
talk
you're doing
about
that.
Tua
Again,
finished with better. Tua
Alex
finished with better
quarterback
touchdown to
evaluation
interception
is null and
ratio
void.
this year than Jalen Hurts
Alex
did.
said Hurts was a gimmick quarterback. After that, your whole evaluation is null and
No,
void.
he didn't.
No, Alex
These
never
guys
said
are
that
salty.
Hurts was Hurt. Oh no,
No.
Alex said Hurts was a gimmick quarterback.
Jalen Hurts finished.
Don't worry.
Tua
You
finished
just gotta.
with a better touchdown to interception ratio than Jalen Hurts did.
But
So
guess
do you
what?
see
Jalen
him
Hurts
as
had
the
15
equivalent
touchdowns
of
with his
the Raiders?
legs.
But Jason
He accounted for more scores.
Hurts. But Jalen Hurts
Like
also
the
missed
Raiders are
3
supposed to
games.
be all hype, and the Raiders now have no quarterback, and their best receiver is about
Right
to ask
now-
for a trade.
Right now,
Do you think we're
Bonjo,
better
right
than the
now
Raiders
in the
situation
community,
right now?
Cap, hold on. Right now in the community, nobody's wearing more expensive flip-flops than Alex himself right now. That's why you just can't. Yeah, nobody has more expensive flip-flops than Alex. Nobody.
Damn.
This guy's like, hey, he's like schizophrenic.
Not
They call him
schizophrenic.
Flapjack. No.
He's the opposite on YouTube. He's a double
I forgot.
platform-headed guy
I'm
right
not
now.
allowed to change my mind. That's
Twitter.
right. I have to stick with one thing and one thing only.
Alex, here's the problem
He
with
got the most
some of
expensive
some of
flip-flops.
these alleged haters. Okay, these so-called haters, sprinkled in haters. Okay,
I forgot. You
They
know
think
what? I forgot, Steven.
No.
Steven is the one on Ripley's Believe It or Not. He flip-flopped in less than 30 minutes.
I'm not allowed to
Hold
change
on,
my
Steven is the
stance
one
on
selling the
anything.
expensive flip flops.
That's the thing, Alex. You're not allowed
Alex
to wear,
wears them,
you're
but
not
Steven is the
allowed-
one selling
You're
them.
not allowed to flip flop up here. Okay, so just
Yeah.
remember that you can't flip flop. You have
That's
to have
right.
the same view of it.
Agreed.
You can never come up here and say, "Nope, I was wrong," or "Hey, I retract my previous statement." That
Steven,
Y'all always
Steven,
wrong,
Again,
Steven.
you were dead wrong
Y'all
about Philly.
always wrong.
You were dead wrong
You
about
should
Philly,
be
but you still
opening
giving out
up
hot takes, aren't
every
you?
stream,
Oh, defense
apologizing
carried
and
Jalen
saying
Hurts
I
to the
was
Super
wrong
Bowl, so
yesterday.
that's
to me.
The defense
Yeah.
carried him this year.
Again,
do
Steven
that.
was wrong
He
about Philly,
carried it
but he
once
still gives out hot takes. I don't know why he still gives hot takes out. But
Well, the defense carried
Where-
Jalen Hurts this year, so
No, they
Bro,
didn't.
can
He
you try-
carried them. You
Like,
can't be
the
the
defense
MVP and the
carried
defense
Jalen
carrying you.
hold on.
That's
Steven, do you
BS.
agree with that?
Jalen Hurts is a freaking MVP finalist.
The
Why-
defense
He's
carried
carrying
Jalen
him.
Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback. Yeah, okay.
Jalen Hurts,
That's
is
right.
not
He's an MVP fucking finalist.
And that makes me an elite quarterback too. That makes me an elite quarterback.
Crypto, you want me to tell you what made the season?
Finalist, Alex.
Crypto, you know what made the season for these guys?
Yeah,
That Tua
if
was
he's
in the
an-
conversation.
if
That's
he's
it.
an
Once he
MVP
was in the
finalist, that makes him
conversation,
You
an
don't
elite
become
quarterback.
an
Nothing-
MVP finalist
Nothing
by
else
being
matters.
carried by your team.
Hold on, Alex. Let me
Was
ask you an
Trent
honest
Dilfer
question.
MVP finalist by being carried by Baltimore, Alex?
Hold on,
Was
Alex.
Trent
Who would
Dilfer
you choose?
MVP finalist?
Hold on,
No,
Alex.
he wasn't.
Alex,
stop the cap.
Who would you choose, Jalen Hurts or Tua Tagovailoa?
As a quarterback?
Yes.
What else? They play quarterback.
I'm taking Jalen Hurts.
What else? They don't play wide receiver.
Jalen Hurts is a better talent, but Tua is the better quarterback.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
What evidence you see that? You can have that one low PFF grade. Not one.
Alex, I can't defend that statement. I can't defend that statement.
But Steven, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. You could be.
You understand what you're trying to say.
Oh my God! Can I finish?
Someone please time Alex out. Can someone please
before anybody
time
wants to open
Alex
up their
out?
mouth?
What I told y'all.
Please.
What I told y'all boys.
When you could be a talented quarterback, but that doesn't mean that you could be a better quarterback.
Hey Alex, real
that
quick.
Does not mean
MVP. I just got
this guy
a
doesn't
real
know
quick
football.
question. I just got a real
You could be talented, but you cannot be a. But you
Alex,
you don't know football.
Let me ask you a question, Alex. Let me just ask you a question real quick.
I never.
Hey Alex,
somebody got to say it. Damn it! You don't know fucking football.
Yeah.
You're gonna take Tua over Jalen Hurts. Only a moron would do that.
Alex,
Well, then I'm a moron because I definitely would choose Tua over Jalen Hurts.
You're just like Chris Greer and everybody in the fucking front office.
Why would you
That's like Chris Greer got 5 Pro Bowlers, right? That's what Chris Greer got 5 Pro Bowlers, right?
It's coming hot.
Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Lou. What's up, bro?
Was that the same take that you said when you were talking about Tua and Justin Herbert as well? That Justin Herbert was more talented, but Tua was the better quarterback. Is that the same take that you used for the Herbert argument?
Yes, he did.
Yes, actually, yes, it is.
It's the same recycled talking points he got out of the voice.
It is because,
that is
but
absolutely
again,
ridiculous.
But
somebody time Alex out. Somebody time Alex out.
You could be a better talent, but doesn't make you a better quarterback.
Herbert is 1,000 times
You
better.
use that same talking point, regurgitated talking point. It's real time.
It doesn't matter in the NFL.
It's the truth.
I'm learning something new every day, Alex.
It's the truth. You could be a good talent, but
you're gone.
He's better talented and a better quarterback.
Flip side is a real one. Flip side is a real one.
Get his ass out of here.
Oh my God. Get him out of here. We can breathe now.
Flip side go deep, bro.
So Steven, I just want to put it out there for the record that your guy just sat there and said, hey, Jalen Hurts is just a great talent. He's not a good quarterback, even though we see what that team looked like without him.
He's not my guy, and I called him out for saying that.
That's your defense team, Steven. Stop it. We saw what that team looked like without Jalen Hurts. They're just trash.
I blame you for
let me ask you
for Alex's point of view. I blame you.
Look. Let me ask you guys a question.
Let me ask you, Steven. I was the first one to call him out and say, "Bro, you can't have that take."
I know, but don't call him out. Don't call Alex out after you pulled him into the shadow realm of delusion.
Somebody time Steven out. Somebody time Steven out.
No, number one. He asked for help. The guy helps him, and then he denies and acts like he doesn't know him anymore. How do you do that?
Exactly.
No, that's not true either. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying. In my opinion, when it comes to the Tua and Jalen Hurts take, Tua took Jalen Hurts' job for a reason in college because Tua is the better talent, and
Jalen Hurts got injured.
No,
Jalen Hurts got injured.
College.
Jalen Hurts lost his job because it's almost like what's happening in Miami. It's a publicity stunt.
Can I cook, please? Thank you. Appreciate it. Put yourselves on mute. Shush your mouth. Listen to some real stuff right here. Tua is the better quarterback over Hurts. Now, Hurts
says who? The numbers don't show that.
Can I finish? Hurts went to a better football team. By far and away, he went to a better franchise. That was that
Steven, blame your general manager for that because he's an idiot.
I got this.
Hold on. Can I say something? Let me
hold on.
You got to time Steven out.
Hold on, Steven.
Lonzo, wait on me. Wait. I'm gonna give it to you.
Let me just go off Steven's logic.
I'm gonna give it to you. Give me 5 seconds.
Hold on.
Give me 5 seconds, Lonzo.
Real quick.
I'm gonna give it to you right quick.
Logic. Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Tua because he went to the same college and broke all of Tua's records.
Exactly.
Talk about college.
Based on college, you're going to say Mac Jones is better?
No. Steven
Jones is a better
infamous.
quarterback than Tua.
He doesn't know who that is because you have to call him Whack Jones. Now he knows who you're talking about.
Oh, McCorkle. McCorkle Jones. McCorkle.
this is the problem with you guys,
Love
right? This is the problem. You guys are discrediting Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts, Tua was more polished in college than Jalen Hurts.
That's true.
Jalen
That's
Hurts this offseason had to practice. He had to go to find help and develop and get better because his throwing wasn't, he improved on his throwing. He worked that out and he got extremely better. For you guys to say it's just the team, when you guys see the team with Gardner Minshew, they can't even win a game. And you can obviously see that Jalen Hurts is the franchise of that quarterback. That's the
Eagles just won a Super Bowl recently. They're better.
Good quarterbacks.
The same Gardner Minshew that they asking to be a backup quarterback here. That's the same Gardner Minshew that you guys asking to come here to be a backup.
So time out. So let's ask y'all a question.
Exactly.
All I want is yes or no's from the panel. Does Philadelphia have a better offensive line than the Miami Dolphins offensive line?
Yes. And Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. And what they do too. Lewis, you heard Batman? Batman even answered yes. I heard him in the chat say yes.
Okay.
They got a Kelsey, bro. We don't.
Yeah, for real. Who thought it was? We have an offensive line guru.
Hold on. Do the Philadelphia Eagles have better tight ends than the Miami Dolphins?
No, we have tight ends. We just don't use tight ends.
No,
we don't use our tight ends.
They have better tight ends, right?
We don't have better tight ends.
They also have a better quarterback than we got. Why didn't you start at that position?
I'm not.
Hey, why don't you start at the offensive coordinator?
Listen. Does their quarterback stay healthier than our quarterback?
Yes, he does.
All right. So you answered the reason why Jalen Hurts
NFC MVP.
You
answered because
Steven, you forgot one more question. You forgot one more question.
Next Sunday,
is Jalen Hurts more dynamic than Tua?
Protocol.
Is Jalen Hurts more dynamic than Tua?
I appreciate.
That's not the reason why. Just stop that BS.
Hold on,
That's not the reason why Tua's
Steven,
concussion protocol.
Is Jalen Hurts more
the Eagles
dynamic
ain't got
than Tua?
nothing to do with Tua's concussion protocol.
Vonjo.
No, I want Steven to answer. Is Jalen Hurts more dynamic than Tua?
Of course, bro.
Why is he thinking?
Steven, this is not the SATs. This is not the one.
Why are you
because I know. Let me help Steven out. Not in QBR. Not in QBR, Vonjo.
Jalen Hurts is a better mobile quarterback than Tua is.
What?
He's a better everything. He's a smarter quarterback than Tua is.
Jalen Hurts is a better mobile quarterback than Tua.
Do you know what dynamic means, Steven?
I think it's up for interpretation.
Because I respected I respected your yes or no question with a yes or no.
All right. Hurts pass PFF was 82. It was 81.4. Hurts PFF was 83.4. Tua is 52 is a 1.4 in passing worth 31.4 in running. Running is a part of the quarterback play. Alex, stop. Triple S podcast then. I didn't understand.
Triple S out here cooking. Triple S cooking.
Triple S, you wasted your time because all that flew over Steven's head. Because Steven and Tua has the same Wonderlic score apparently.
An extra 5 would have timed Steven out with that one.
As the great Andrevius would say, math is hard for me. Okay, math is very hard.
Don't worry, it's hard for Tua too.
It took him a minute to dissect all that.
What I'm trying to explain to y'all is, in my opinion, I would go with a healthy Tua. It wouldn't even be a question of Tua over Hurts. In my opinion.
With healthy Tua. If Tua could play 12, 17 games.
Hey, breaking news.
Fangio signs?
Ian Rappaport is reporting Tua Tagovailoa has cleared NFL concussions protocol.
Nobody care about that. He's about to go back in.
Didn't I tell y'all they were gonna get excited when it happens? Didn't I tell y'all it was gonna be breaking news when he clears protocol? I told y'all. Now all the Twitter nears,
Christmas he had a concussion, and in February he's getting
Now
cleared.
you're gonna have another victory Monday for that, Steven? Are you having another victory Monday for that?
They are confident he will be 100% when the time comes for football.
This is absolute trade value.
Wait a minute, he was 100% at the start of last season.
I learned that Ethan Carter and Tua Tagovailoa.
That's no big news. That's not breaking news. He's 100% at the start of last season.
Guys in the NFL that had concussions lasting 6 months, bro. You guys realize that?
A lot more players but yeah, it sucks.
Pro Football Network, Tony Pauline, according to Pro Football Network, is reporting that they are confident that Vic Fangio will be the new defensive coordinator for the Dolphins sooner rather than later.
Who cares?
Yeah. So look,
we're not a defensive coordinator away. He maybe gets us from 2 wins to 6 wins. Congratulations.
No more sources about Vic Fangio.
Hey, so let me ask y'all a question. Vic Fangio not signing yet. Like, what is the issue?
He's had.
Why is it? Why is it? What's the issue? Why
you want to go to the 49ers? Chris Greer is cheap.
Yeah, why is he not signing on the dotted line, Steven?
You can't
because so I said at the beginning of the show, there's 2 reasons probably why he's not officially signed on the dotted line.
So we're being used, bro. Wake up.
You asked the question. Let me answer. Number 1, I believe that. I mean, he's in the middle of a Super Bowl run with Philadelphia, right? Well, so
he still can announce it.
You are 100% correct. You asked me to give you a couple of reasons on why it didn't happen. Here are the 2 reasons that I can see why it has not happened. 1, he's in the middle of a Super Bowl run with the Philadelphia Eagles. Doesn't want to make anything permanent until after this is over, and he's
a consultant. It's irrelevant.
2,
it is. Let the man finish his statement. Let it finish his statement. Let him finish.
2, I believe that he is trying to leverage either A, the Dolphins, or B, somebody else for more, whatever that is, more money, more say-so and personnel.
So, Steven,
whatever it might be. So, and actually, there's a third, and the third was I think he wanted to see where Sean Payton was going to go, but now that Sean Payton is in Denver, I don't see any way, shape, or form he ends up in Denver. I don't see that. There's not a scenario where I see that happening.
Why? Why?
Because he was the former head coach there, and they.
Here's what I think, Steven. Here's what I think.
Breakup. It wasn't an amicable thing. Like
this is what I think happened, Steven. I got you. That was your third point. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, Bonjo, because look, Bonjo, hold on. Vic Fangio was coming over here. We were talking all that smoke, and the reason why we missed out. Because what the Dolphins were working under the table. We missing out. He's gonna go to Denver. We missed out on Sean Payton. That's the issue we missed out on, and that's why he's gonna scorn us. He's tied up and he's linked to Sean Payton. We were about to move off of Mike McDaniel. Hold on, Steven.
No. It's statements like that that make me wish I still was a betting man because I would so bet everything.
Dude, I'm telling you, there's a new owner in Denver, a brand new owner.
Steven, put your money where your mouth is.
There's a new owner in town. The same owner didn't fire the same owner. Steven, the same owner didn't fire him. It's a new owner in Denver.
Steve, that's fine. Can I ask Steven a real
new ownership?
Walmart owns it now.
Go ahead, Lewis.
Exactly, okay. Crypto.
All right. The question would be, because I know the guys that are on the panel, I know what they would say. But this question is only for Steven first, and then if whoever else wants to respond, then that's fine. But we know how this organization works, Steven, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got rid of Brian Flores first because, again, he was the scapegoat. The following year, we get rid of Josh Boyer because, obviously,
I disagree with that statement, but go ahead. I'm not trying to interrupt you.
That's fine. I just say we got rid of certain guys because, for whatever reason.
They didn't fit the narrative of the future that they wanted to have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, perfect. The scapegoat narrative.
In your opinion, Steven, if and when Vic Fangio becomes our DC, right?
Yep.
We have the right head coach in place from what everybody has told me. We have the right DC in place for everybody has told me. In your opinion, Steven, if the Miami Dolphins fail next year with everything in place, whose fault is that going to be then? In your opinion.
Frank Smith, offensive coordinator.
I asked Steven a question.
No, let him answer. But answer it.
I believe it falls on 3 individuals: Stephen Ross, Chris Greer, and unfortunately Mike McDaniel, because he chose to take the job.
Where's Tua? It's never Tua. I never hear Tua.
Crazy. It is absolutely crazy.
It's everybody but Tua. Okay.
No, I don't blame Tua.
Now it's Mike McDaniel's fault.
Brian and Lewis, I want to know your answer to that question. I want to know your answer to that question, Lewis.
Lewis, can I like rebuttal? Can I give you the reasons why I believe it's those three?
Go ahead, Stephen. I'm not the one interrupting you.
Okay, so here's the thing. The reason why I believe that it falls on those three individuals because in my opinion, I never said McDaniel was the right head coach. I think he was the right offensive coordinator. I never said he was the correct head coach for the job. Number two, Greer and Stephen Ross, I think they're a tandem because Ross is going to listen to whatever.
Y'all hearing that? Did y'all just hear that?
Oh my God! Can I finish?
I'm sorry,
right.
Stephen, but what did you just say?
Pete, we heard him. Just let him finish. Jesus Christ.
I believe that Ross and Greer are a tandem because Ross is going to listen to whatever Greer says. That was proven by them going and getting rid of Flores, right? I'm not saying Flores was the wrong person or the wrong head coach. They just chose to listen to Greer over Flores, and they had. It was a part ways. You're either going to listen with Flores and you're going to get rid of Greer, or you're going to listen to Greer and get rid of Flores. So that's what happened. That's how I know that they're a tandem. So that means Greer and Ross basically came together and said, "Look, McDaniel's the guy." McDaniel chose to be like, "I'm going to put the onus on me and be the head coach." And then at the end of the day, I'm not going to put it on Tua because Tua is a quarterback, right? He's
Steven, let me ask you one more question before I go. Okay.
Hold on. And the franchise, I'll let you go after me. And the franchise chose to say, Tua, you're the guy that we want to go with. You're a quarterback. Right. You're the guy that we want to go with. We believe in you and everything. So that's the same thing. Y'all, there are some people that believe that I'm the worst podcaster or the worst YouTuber on all the Dolphins YouTubers. But there's some of you that come up here every morning and say that I'm great and that you love my show. Well, who's right and who's wrong? I think it's a perception thing. So in my opinion, it doesn't fall on Tua. It falls on the guys that believed into it and made Tua to be the starting quarterback for this franchise.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Now, the one thing I would say to that, though, Bonjo, and I'm going to let you ride, right? But the one thing I would say back to Steven, that's fine. That's your opinion. But with next year, if that did happen, because this year, again, people like me and Bonjo and Crypto and Brian Terry and all of us are still getting labeled Tua haters. So if next year we gave y'all Flores, he's out. We gave y'all Boyer, he's out. Now, if we fall flat on our face again and we come out and we, the people, blame Tua Tagovailoa, right? Are y'all going to still call us haters? Because when do we get our chance to say, listen, we've given y'all everything y'all wanted. We've given y'all a brand new head coach that believes and hopes and designs play for Tua. We got rid of the DC that couldn't stop a nosebleed, in y'all's opinion. But the common denominator in the scenario that you gave us is uno. It's one. You answered three, but the problem here is one. You see what I'm saying? So again, I'll give you your scenario. I'll give that to you. But I just don't want to hop in next year on the same panel that, again, let me be the first one to say it. I absolutely love Steven, but I don't want you coming out here and saying Lewis is a hater no more. If that's
okay,
the case.
all right. So can I? All right, let me respond to that by saying that.
Goddamn, can I just say one thing before I go?
As the Dolphins, as far as Dolphins are concerned, and being a Dolphins fan, unfortunately, we're probably both not going to get our wish because the reality of the situation is, or history has shown to repeat itself is, and what I'm scared of is that the Dolphins will be the Dolphins, and we'll be having this conversation, the same thing next year, because that's what history has shown ourselves. Now, what I am going to believe in, or my optimism, and then I'll let Bonjo go, is that we made the playoffs, we did that step.
Exactly.
And so far, that McDaniel, in my opinion, from McDaniel, until he doesn't do it, I'm just going to believe in him. And yes, it's blind faith. And yes, it's from things that I've seen this year. And yes, I understand he's made mistakes, and there were things that were bad this year, but there were a lot of good things this year too. And I believe that they chose McDaniel because he can overcome those adversities this offseason and make those changes into next season. And bring in a guy like Fangio, I think, it helps him. It gives him like a smarter person, a more tenured person to lean on. It shortens up that defense. I've said on multiple occasions, McDaniel, when an offensive coordinator is the defense is on the field, he's able to focus on the plays that they need to run for the next series. Mike McDaniel couldn't do that because he was busy worrying about what Boyer was doing or not doing. We saw plenty of moments this year where he had to run down the sidelines, and he's like, y'all need to clean this shit up. Like, this is ridiculous.
So then how would it be his
running down the
fault
sideline for him? So
then
who's
how would
for McDaniels?
So then how would it be? How would it be McDaniels? Because you said it would be McDaniels' fault and Greer and Stephen Ross. Well, they're giving him a head coach in this league and a guy that's considered one of the greatest defensive minds this game's ever seen.
Correct.
And we still fall flat. Then how is it McDaniels' fault if we're giving them all the help?
McDaniels out of the blame thing at that point.
Exactly. It would be, again, we're deflecting the blame. It's Tua that would be holding this team back. He would be the common denominator in, again, a head coach that got fired, a DC now that has gotten fired, and now we're going to bring in again. We all saying that we got the right head coach.
Lewis, I hear you, and here's the deal I'll make you. If the Dolphins do not make the playoffs next year, or do not win, or better yet, don't win a playoff game, because I believe the goal should be to win a playoff game next year. If they do not win a playoff game, I will be more than happy to have you come up here, and I will not label you as a hater. I won't do it.
That's all I wanted. That's all
because Lewis, and here's the reason, because history then would have repeated itself, where a rookie head coach brings us to the playoffs, and the following year we fall flat on our face. And I'm going to give McDaniel the benefit of the doubt this year and have him have an opportunity to move this team forward and not backwards. That's my
Stephen.
Go ahead, Fonjo.
So Stephen, I'm gonna ask. I asked this to a panel last night on Batman Show, and they all ran from it. And nobody answered the panel question, right? So I'm gonna ask you and see if we have enough galls here to answer.
Okay.
Right. So, if Fangio does not come here, and the defense that we hire, defensive coordinator that we hire, still say the defense struggles, right? Air quotes, right? And is not up to par. Are we going to also give McDaniels the same Flores treatment that he can't hire defensive staff this time?
What should we do and what will we do will be two.
No.
You gotta answer
I'm
it.
talking about the fan base. The fan base. What are we going to say? Because the fan base said
the fan base is going to look for somebody to point the blame on, and in my opinion, it's all going to come back to Tua. It won't come back to McDaniel.
So we're not going to say. So we're not going to say McDaniels can't hire a defensive coach.
I don't believe
it needs to be twofold. Is what Fonjo is saying.
I agree with Fonjo. He's asking me what I think the fan base will react.
Okay, let me ask you. Who would you blame?
Who would you blame? I mean, I told you I would blame Greer, I would blame McDaniel, and I would blame Ross
for not being able to hire defensive side of the ball.
Wouldn't be that. It just would be they had every opportunity to put this team in a great position to be successful, and they could not close the deal if it comes to fruition.
Can I say something real quick? Real quick about this Fangio stuff. We are blaming the Dolphins organization for not getting it done. Who has to sign the paperwork?
Stephen Ross
and Fangio.
Are you talking about the Fangio situation in itself, Rashad? Oh, well, then it's Fangio. Fangio has to sign on the dotted line.
So what
does that mean now?
Yeah.
What does that mean? We have a top defense coordinator that don't want to come to the Dolphins. So what does that mean?
We don't know that yet. We don't know that.
Pride is killing.
They don't look like you're saying much.
I got to get to work, Steven. Thanks for having me.
I don't know if y'all heard me or not. I got this on and off again Wi-Fi. Y'all heard my question?
No, I heard your question. Your question was.
What's the answer?
No, the question. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying your question was Fangio hasn't signed on the dotted line. Why are we not mad at Fangio? Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Why are we mad at our organization?
I'm not saying that you can't be mad at Fangio. I think Fangio. I think the argument could be made that Fangio is playing us. Do I think he is? No, I don't. But I do think that he's trying to get everything he can out of it. I mean, look, all roads, in my opinion, for Fangio lead to Miami. Like, it's the best option for him. And I know some people are saying the 49ers are. I get it, but I think I personally think that the Dolphins,
You're just being biased if you don't think the Niners isn't. My thing is, I can't be mad at Fangio for choosing another team besides the Dolphins.
If Fangio chooses the 49ers over us, okay, I'll eat it up. If Fangio chooses the Panthers job over us or somebody else, then I'm going to be like, what the F did the Dolphins do wrong? Because they clearly that means the Dolphins would have given. would have given him the most amount of money, made him the highest paid defensive coordinator, and he still didn't want to come here.
I would think
that to me would say a lot. If he turns down the most money and goes to the 49ers for less, he wants to win a ring. I can't argue with that. But if he goes to the Panthers or somewhere else, or hell, even to Sean Payton to a certain extent, and not here, like.
If he goes to the Panthers, they've offered him a bag.
So it's going to take Fangio to go somewhere else for you to realize that there's a problem in the front office.
Stephen Ross will make
How is it? Hold on, let me address Cap real quick.
I'm just saying, Rashad, the question you asked, Rashad, was a good question, and
but the question is, Cap.
Okay, in a minute.
How is it the front office fault? If they haven't interviewed nobody else, they clearly said Vic Fangio is their guy. They haven't interviewed no one since. Okay. How is it on the front?
Well, they need a backup plan.
You're asking the hypothetical. If he decides to go elsewhere, it doesn't come here, but he promised us
I'm asking
a verbal commitment, and he decides to go elsewhere.
Exactly.
That's going to be on the front office, bro.
How? If you
what do you mean how?
If I said, Cap, come ride with me to the store, and you change your mind, how is that my fault?
Because if I'm taking you to the store, I'm going to convince you that we're going to have a hell of a time. If you're coming to the Dolphins, you better convince me we're winning the Super Bowl. And if the front office ain't doing a hell of a job of convincing that guy that winning the Super Bowl, then that's on the front office.
Exactly.
Because if Steven's saying he goes elsewhere to win a Super Bowl, that tells me, why aren't you convinced we're going to win a Super Bowl if we have an elite quarterback like everybody playing?
If you go,
we don't have an elite quarterback.
Because San Francisco, last time I checked, their quarterback is in IR.
Cap, if Fangio goes to the 49ers, they were one win away from
the Super Bowl.
From the Super Bowl.
Hey, that's fine, but as of right now, their quarterback is in IR.
I personally would have no beef with him going to the 49ers. I wouldn't feel one
Me either. I don't. I could care less where Fangio goes. You guys are saying that the quarterback is the reason we're going to win. But yet nobody wants to come here. That's going to be an issue.
If he chooses anywhere else over us, then it's such a and maybe not Sean Payton, because him and Sean Payton are like this. But I'm
just saying to you, Steven, will it finally wake you up? Like if he doesn't come here, that there's a problem in Miami Gardens.
If he goes to anywhere else besides the 49ers or us, I would be so upset, and I would feel like, man, the Dolphins just they screw everything up. That's how I would feel.
Oh, that's when you'll finally start coming to terms.
Apparently, they're not giving him offer. He can't refuse, because it's just like when you try to buy a house and take a house off the market in real estate.
You guys to realize
you don't take the house off the market, don't get in no bidding wars.
Talking about, you don't want to listen to us. You call us crazy.
No, that's
I'm
not,
gonna be
that's
honest.
not what we're saying. I'm saying that two things. Number one, Stephen Ross is going to give the bat. He will have the highest offer for Fangio. He will give him. You have personnel decisions on defense. Here's the most amount of money. Hell, you might.
Steven, then why he ain't buying it?
I think any team would do that besides the Niners.
I'm just saying, Stephen Ross will make.
I agree with you, Shaw, but the problem is the Dolphins are the ones being used all the time for leverage. We get used for leverage all the time, bro.
Personnel too.
Vance Joseph used to be our DC. He got tempted to go elsewhere.
Unlimited say on
defense. Same thing, bro. This is all Adam Gase all over again, bro.
Better.
Guarantee it.
There'll be
no argument from McDaniel. There'll be no argument from Greer. It'll be, is that who you want? Okay, well, let's go out and get him. Hey, we weren't able to get him. Is there anybody else? Here's a wish list. I guarantee you that's the case with Fangio. Okay, Fangio will have final say on all defensive personnel decisions.
Yeah, bro, I'm not hating on that, man. People need to be patient. Y'all preach about patience. Be patient about the DC, bro. Who cares, bro?
If the 49ers offer Fangio defensive coordinator, blah, 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 and he turns it down for us, that's his first mistake as a Miami Dolphin. I'm going to be real. Because that's just a dumb move altogether.
Are you a Dolphins fan, Rashad?
Yeah, now
I'm a Dolphins fan.
Now you Vic Fangio agent?
I'm a Dolphins fan.
What's going on
here? Smart move would be to join the 49ers, the number 2 defense in the league that's very, very young. Are we joking right now?
I'm not arguing that. Most likely he'll go to the 49ers.
I'm not saying most likely.
You don't fire Josh Boyer and not have a good backup plan. If you're gonna fire Josh Boyer to go get some fucking defensive guru that never called defensive plays, then we're gonna be doing the same shit with Mike McDaniel.
let's be real. Pete is a better backup plan than Boyer.
Oh, stop the nonsense, Rashad. Can we talk like we
That's
got
where I
some
am right
You got
now.
it.
Please, can we talk
That's
about
where I am
football
right
this
Let
now.
him again, Rashad.
Man,
Let
that
him
was
know,
not
That's
Rashad.
where I am right now.
Let him know, Rashad. I could call defensive plays, Steven.
Pete
You underrating me.
won't sit there
Stop the
on third and
nonsense, Pete. Stop
You
the
Pete
nonsense,
won't
underrating me,
sit there
Rashad.
man.
on
Y'all know what
third
you're
and
talking
16
about.
and give up a 50-yard run to a quarterback, bro.
And
It's
how
not
many
happening.
thirds and downs that Mike McDaniel refused to run the ball and
You know
that
how
cost us no third
you
down
know
That's
how I
not what
conversion.
know.
I just
Let's
said. I
every
said
time
third
you have
and
a
16,
40-yard
a
give up,
50-yard
I have a
run
third down conversion.
from a quarterback.
Hey, but I got a serious question I was thinking about earlier and it happened because of this show, and it's the defensive thought top, right? Vic Fangio, if he comes to Miami, does he make this defense a top 5 overnight?
No, he makes
I
it a
hope
top
so.
10 or 15. He makes it
I
top
say
10 or
top 10.
15.
I say top 10.
Okay, so everybody agrees here that he makes it a
Depending on
top
who
10?
returns. Depending
No,
on who
I said
returns.
top 10 or
15.
top 15.
Top 15, not
I
top
say
10.
top 10. I say top 10.
To be the
No,
highest paid defensive
Because we're young.
coordinator
We're
in the
young. We're
NFL
Yeah,
only going to
top
get better.
10.
with
I mean,
this
look,
talent?
You should have just kept Josh
let's
Boyer
keep
then.
something straight. I think there's a potential that it could go that high. I'm just saying,
Hold
if
on,
you
wait.
want me to
What
put like
talent?
a safe bet, I would say, all right, he's going to improve it, by 7 to 12 spots automatically overnight. But if you
What
want me
talent?
to say give him 2 years, I mean, I think
oh yeah,
the
he'll do it in
following
2
year.
years.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
You want us to go from the
You're gonna have a head
27th?
coach
You want us
job
to go
next
from
year.
the
We would be top
27th
5.
ranked
Hold
defense
on.
to top
Vic
5
Fangio's hold
overnight?
Hold
Yeah,
on.
that's
Vic
so
not
Fangio's
last year we were 27th in defense.
I
We
believe
were
so.
either
27.
last I looked, it was 27th, but I think the last game
What about
the
the
Jets
last
got us
5
to
games, Rashad?
24th.
What
I
about the
think the
last
Jets.
5 games in the postseason? Let's get what's the ranking there?
I said
We wouldn't know
the
because we haven't
last
been there.
game I believe got us to 24th in
So
defense.
Fangio would make
Steven,
this defense better.
So we're
100%.
looking like a top 10 defense those last 6 games.
So this is where I'm trying to get to. So with Vic Fangio, Steven and guys,
Yeah.
we're automatically a top 15 in all of you guys' eyes, right?
Well, yes,
But
I would
let's
agree with
say,
that statement.
okay. So let's say we get someone like Campanelli, or even let's say we build somebody up from the building and upgrade his position, like Sam Madison, and make him a defensive coordinator. Campanelli or Sam Madison. They're forced to bring one of these guys as DC because hypothetically Vic Fangio.
And I will be.
That's most likely what's gonna happen, Pete.
If that happens, I will be the first person on all social media platforms to be like, the Dolphins effed up. They're stupid.
Wait, but that's not.
I would automatically become a negative Nancy if that happens.
Okay, so Steven, so hold on. So if that were to happen, so if we were to get a different defensive coordinator, guys, basically we're not a top 15 defense anymore.
You said in-house. I'm going off based on that scenario.
True. I did. I said in-house, but I'm sorry. Let me fix it. A different defensive coordinator.
So it
Steve
depends
Wilks?
on the person. The only two other people I want is Steve Wilks and Lovie Smith. If they go out and get Steve Wilks or Lovie Smith, I feel like, yep, they're still overnight going to be better and they're going to make a big difference. If they
So
go
you're
out
hoping for a new DC to come here, change scheme, and for this team to implement that scheme overnight and make the playoffs. That's what you're expecting.
So you feel, I see where I'm going, Cap.
No. So if Steve Wilks or Lovie Smith or Vic Fangio come in here, we're top 15 overnight.
So you're expecting overnight results on a new defensive coordinator. That's what you're expecting. Like we expected the offense to be last season.
If anybody else comes in here, then I believe that it's a crapshoot. And Sean Desai to me is the wild card, and that's only because he's a hot and upcoming, guru. The way
another guru. Another guru. Let's keep signing all the gurus. Adam Gates was a guru. Let's go keep signing all these gurus.
I understand it. Desai's the wild card. Everybody else is a failure.
You don't
exactly. Keep telling them, Brian. We got to sign all the gurus just to win one game.
Exactly.
Okay.
You don't fire Josh Boyer.
So basically,
for a project.
You fired Josh Boyer because he's Josh Boyer.
Rashawn, you a coordinator. Of course,
Josh you don't fire him before a project, like Brian said.
Of course, Josh Boyer.
What does our defense have to do with Tua Tagovailoa?
I know you 2 years. Love using Josh Boyer as a scapegoat. I don't want to hear you.
What? I want another quarterback. Stupid. I still don't want Boyer.
And what quarterback?
I don't care if you. I don't care
But
if
you're
you
using Boyer as a disguise. We know you don't want another quarterback. You're using him as a disguise.
I don't want Boyer.
He's trying to use manipulation.
You can bring Patrick Mahomes in here. I don't want Josh Boyer on this team.
You're being unreasonable if you're talking about Josh Boyer like
He's
that.
not here, Rashad.
Unreasonable about it.
Hold on. Kevin Love says, "Yeah, I agree. I don't see Vic going to Denver or San Fran."
Rashad, now you know how we feel about Tua.
Guys, my prediction. Once we
I've been knew how y'all felt about
we got to figure out this backup quarterback role. Big priority. Kevin Lee.
What's the backup quarterback? So
I'm trying to turn this into
backup quarterback.
Hey, you saw what Kevin Lee did there? You saw what Kevin Lee did there, right?
We talking about backup quarterbacks.
Y'all bringing up
Are the two teams that's playing Sunday thinking about backup quarterbacks?
Rashad,
I'm just questioning.
Tua no more.
What?
Enlighten us why you don't want Tua anymore, please.
It's not that I don't want Tua. It's who's the better option.
Okay, who's
Brady?
the better option?
Skylar Thompson. Skylar Thompson. He's already in the building.
You know Pete was going to chime in with that.
I've been saying Skylar Thompson. I said if Tua's here, Skylar is the plan. I said that already. I said
thank you, Rashad. Hey, I'm telling you, Rashad is 100%, and that's exactly what's going down behind doors.
Somebody type Pete and Rashad out.
Anybody that disagrees with me and Rashad, time them out.
That's nonsense, and
it's
everybody
either
knows
Skylar
it.
team or Tua's going to pan out.
Tua can cuss.
I'm telling y'all, Skylar's the
They
guy.
haven't even brought in a backup for Tua.
They brought in Teddy Bridgewater. We spent almost $10 million.
I'm talking about right now. Who's the other option besides Tua?
And one thing I don't like about the Skylar haters, one thing I don't like about the Skylar haters, he's not developed. He's not ready. Yet, 3 beautiful drops by Jalen Waddle in the playoff game on the road with play calling miscommunications.
Yeah, he's a good backup quarterback.
but Skylar's not ready, chat. Y'all hear that? The Skylar haters on the panel are not woke yet. They're not woke. They're not woke.
I hate it. I hate Tua.
They're not woke. They need to develop him. But Jalen Waddle doesn't need development. He's ready. He's MVP.
He's already a top 7 wide receiver.
See what you did, Steven?
Yeah, okay. In your hands. Not in Waddle's hands. In your hands.
He's a top 7
He's a top 7.
Go research it, bud.
Because on his hands, in his hands, he won't catch that. I'm sorry to tell you, man. Rashad knows what's going down in this organization. Every single fan, deep down inside, in their gut, including Steven, even he knows it. They just don't admit it for some weird reason. Somebody, they on the internet, it's like you guys want to troll, you guys want to be funny. It's something about it that's weird that you guys don't want to come out and say Skylar's better than Tua, and we know it.
To search your soul. Well, the Big O has already said that.
I did not say that.
I never said that. And never will say that, and I've never thought that.
I just know what the Miami Dolphins do. We ain't brought no quarterback in. Oh, yeah, the long-term plan is if Tua doesn't pan out, we're going to throw Skylar out there. This is what
all I know is, Steven, they can hate.
That's what they've already just told us that they was going to do with Rashad.
Yeah, Crypto.
I got a question.
We all know Tua can't play more than 10 games a season, so we need a good backup.
It ain't got nothing to do with Boyer. Boyer was still a scapegoat.
Couldn't win a game this season except
he was still a scapegoat.
Oh, Kevin Lee, I have a better plan. Let's go get a real quarterback. Let's go get a real quarterback. Let's put that 10 million, 15 million.
No. I got an even better one. Steven, I got one for you.
Crypto. He was bad, bro.
Steven, I got one for you 2 and ears.
He had a bunch of injuries.
I got one dirty for the 2 and ears. It's about to get wild and out.
Well, that was a Twitter-driven social media fire when it came to Josh Boyer. You know this.
Oh my
exactly.
God.
He was the dead man walking.
Okay. All right.
Scapegoat since the beginning.
Riddle me this. You have injuries.
Did you say riddle me this?
In your secondary, right?
No, he don't have injury in the secondary. He has
injuries everywhere.
Name all the injuries. Like what, 7 or 12?
He has injuries everywhere, so he leaves undrafted one-on-one with top 25 receivers.
Absolutely. If you got a blitz there, nobody's bumping the wide receiver and getting the ball.
That guy's clueless.
Crypto, that's
That
not
kid on the
blitz.
comment was clueless.
He did not blitz. That's my point.
There was a blitz on that 3rd and long against Buffalo.
Watch this.
You're not blitzing with the personnel on your team. The reason why you could blitz so effectively is because you have Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, which is why we paid them all that fucking money, because it matters. What are we talking about here? Like key injuries don't matter.
Why are we showing?
How many people was injured on the offense? But
why are we showing
give me a
blitz?
fucking break.
Steven, should we go out and get Ken Dorsey?
I don't want to hear
We used Javon and Brandon more to blitz. We didn't even use Dex or Byron at all. That's the funny part. We wasted all that money, and those guys didn't even blitz that much.
Nobody blitzed.
You know what the
When
crazy thing is fan base is always gonna build
by bumping the wide receiver and throwing off his timing.
But we don't give Josh
X
Boyd
got to
credit
go.
for Kato Kohu. We don't give Josh Boyd credit for nothing. But you know what? He's the scapegoat.
I don't. I give and Sam Madison credit for that.
Sam Madison.
No, you don't. Sam Madison was a standby.
Give me a fucking break.
Wait.
He was only there because of his name.
Josh Boyer had Howard and Byron Jones for 8 games, and we were the worst defense last year.
Wait, what? Last
and
year
that same defensive back, Sam Madison was there for all the games.
Hello?
You talking about I don't want that missed the Buffalo Bills game?
These guys aren't even fans.
I'm talking about last year.
That went down?
The first 8 games when he was running the defense.
You talking about when the defense was injured, was facing injury?
No,
exactly. X was injured in the first 8 games.
And then when we became healthy,
yes, he was.
Suddenly got
he was still limping around.
He won the game. What are you talking about?
But he was still injured.
He was injured, bro. What are we talking about
That's
here?
because of freaking New England ineptitude why he was able to get that turnover.
We played Atlanta. Josh Boyd calls a play that leaves Pitts wide open down the middle. Was X in on that play?
Like we just
that's called not. That's not playing defense. That's the player.
Okay.
That was tight coverage.
Crystal.
He caught that in tight coverage. That was an out-of-body experience type catch.
Bro,
Stop it.
How many touchdowns did the Eagles score on the 49ers?
It was still tight coverage when he caught the ball.
How many touchdowns did the defense? How many touchdowns the Eagles scored on 49ers, the top 1 defense? You can have a top number 1 defense and it don't matter.
Exactly.
Still score touchdowns
because the Kansas City Chiefs scored 44 points on that same Niner team.
All the defensive coordinators have 1 to 2 bad plays.
Hey, check this out. Hold on, man. Y'all doing too much right now because look, check this out. All of this defensive talk is pissing me off, and I'm not lying. This is getting to me because, like Brian just said, no matter what, they're gonna score points on you. And y'all want to find something funny? Remember last year when supposedly the offense was the problem? Everybody wanted matter of fact, I'm not going to say everybody because it was the two-and-ears that were begging for Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey's available. Who's better, Ken Dorsey or the front runner to go get somebody coffee, Frank Smith? Why isn't this fan base asking for a better offensive coordinator? You guys are blind. You're being watched.
They scored less points than Chan Gately's offense in the 2020.
Oh my goodness. We fired a head coach. We fired everybody just to get the same.
Ken Dorsey. Ken Dorsey is available. I don't hear you guys crying for Ken Dorsey this year.
We have Mike McDaniel. Kevin Lee says, Stephen and Panel, where do y'all see our record being next year? I see 9-8 again because the same quarterback equals the same results.
Maybe 10-7.
Exactly. Maybe
10-7.
That's a real high number.
Thompson got a little better.
Right now, I'm at 6 wins. I'm trying to figure out what we getting that 7th win.
I am not ready to give my win-loss prediction yet. Let me see how the offseason goes. Let me see how
I'm giving it right now, 10-7. I'm giving it right now, 10-7.
This is ridiculous because we keep dancing around trying to give them this and that, and all we getting is the same results that we're getting year after year after year. It's time to move on. I'm sorry.
All right, let's move on.
Hold on. Exactly, Mr. Pope.
Thank you.
Who we gonna get? Mr. Pope?
Somebody give this
Hold on.
Who do we go get,
Hey,
Mr. Pope?
Steven. Hey,
who do we go get, Mr. Pope?
Rashad. Hold on, Rashad. Hey, Rashad, hold on, Rashad.
That's up to the general manager.
I'm holding. I just want to answer.
This man went from, hey, Mr. Polk, did you go from Mr. Polk to angry Dolphin? now you're crazy, Dolphin? Like, is this what's going on here? You went crazy?
Exactly.
I need Brian Terry to change.
Y'all notice it, right?
To drive them that way, Pete.
This guy went from Mr. Pop.
Thank you, Crypto. Exactly.
You need me to change what, Rashad?
Your profile photo.
The quarterback situation drove him that way.
Change it for? Because then Tom Brady said he was going to retire and came back. He's in free agency. The man is on the beach thinking about the Miami Dolphins looking for a trade partner for Tua. We're glad he left concussion protocol so we can trade his ass.
He's retired.
Hey man, I just want to say this Brian Terry is quite titillating. This new evolution of Brian Terry, I find very, very, very intriguing.
I mean, look, listen, fellas, put 2 and 2 together, and Dolphin fans. Hey, look, if you put 2 and 2 together, if you put 2 and 2 together, today's the worst day as a Dolphin fan. If you actually think about it, look. Put 2 and 2 together. Vic Fangio is going to scorn us, right? He's going to burn us for Sean Payton in Denver. Sean Payton was not being talked about to Miami because it was happening under the table to Miami, like I was warning this fan base. Today, Tom Brady comes out and announces his retirement on the internet on the same day that Tua clears concussion protocols. Listen to what I'm telling you. The Dolphins organization for the last couple months have been desperately trying to find a way. Okay? Pay attention and wake the F up.
Can y'all hear me?
This man can't even play flag football. And we putting our franchise, our livelihood on this guy? What the hell are we talking about?
Exactly.
Who do you want to go get?
All right, hold on. Let me hit the reset button real quick. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. We're in the afternoon now. We're in the early afternoon because we had a late start today. I want to remind y'all, if y'all are watching, Super Bowl box pool picks, $25 per box. Portion of the proceeds will go to the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. You can put your box number in 2 different ways: Cash App and PayPal only. When you send the money in, make sure you put your name and your box number. Do not write box pool in the thing. The end of the first quarter, the winner will win $250, halftime $400, end of the third $250, and the final score, the winner will win $500. Like I said, and a portion of the proceeds will go to the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. So, guys, donate or get these boxes filled up. Let's fill them up. Start putting in your numbers. Box number 54 is taken. I haven't had a chance to update it yet. So box number 54 is taken. So make sure you guys start filling up these box numbers. All right.
I know exactly what's going to happen, bro. I'm going to be the tool that ends up buying 8 or 7 boxes, and then everybody's going to get mad at me when I win. I don't want to hear it.
Go ahead and buy them. Get them.
Cap, are you openly admitting you trying to rig the system?
Don't tell nobody, bro.
He said, don't tell nobody.
It's time to move on.
Exactly. Time to move on.
Hey, I have a question. Is it not plausible that the Dolphins have set themselves up for the success, especially with the Fangio hire? Is there can you all believe that there's even a remote possibility that this turns out positive for us?
I believe they're trying to.
But we still got to play offense.
With 2 on our team, I don't think so.
Y'all are really that stuck onto it that you just can't get over.
You just need to do your past history.
Every time you tell me that, I give you the Denver Broncos.
When it comes to us,
you don't understand, Steven. We don't expect you to understand.
Look at the history. Every time we change a DC, it does not work in our favor.
Somebody time that guy out.
We'll give the man.
Every time you give me top defense, I give you Denver Broncos. Every time that I give you Russell Wilson at Denver Broncos. Your quarterback play matters. When you're going against elite quarterbacks, you need one. I'm sorry, that argument already been debunked.
Exactly, because the Broncos had a top defense and they got them nowhere.
Just like I gave you the 49ers with the Eagles, I could give you the Buffalo Bills with Kansas City. Buffalo Bills was a top defense. How many points Kansas City scored on him? And what did it came down to? Elite quarterback play.
Exactly.
That question, we haven't had a defense all season and we made playoffs.
Yeah, I know. And your defense stepped up. Your defense, your special team, everybody stepped up but your quarterback. So we can have a top defense all you want, top special team, everything. And if your quarterback can't stay healthy and play in the playoff, you ain't got a fucking chance.
Bro, I like this Brian Terry boy. I like this Brian Terry.
Because as soon as Brock Purdy went down for the 49ers, you could already see the defense momentum went down.
Third string quarterback, Brian.
Yeah.
Was their third string quarterback, cuz.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson was the Broncos' first string quarterback.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that when I'm up here talking about. Well, I'm trying to, when I say, hey, guys, we should really worry about who the backup quarterback is next year because he's probably going to play 5 to 7 games minimum. So if it is important. What y'all want to do is say, no, why are y'all going to
Hold on, Steven. Come on, Steven.
Every game. They are
Come on, Steven. You're trying to compare Mike McDaniel and Kyle Shanahan? Really, dude? Come on.
That's the comparison. That's the comparison that has to be made. You have to make that comparison. McDaniel came from under Shanahan.
It's a legit
comparison. Shanahan ended that argument. Did you not see the game I saw?
Y'all keep contradicting yourselves, and it's confusing. It's confusing me like crazy right now. Y'all say we need a quarterback with a good defense.
Break it up, Rashad.
I'm studying.
You break it up.
All right, let me go.
You got that to a service. You got that to a service. Just
you got that Skylar Thompson.
Can you hear me now?
Wait, how is he confused? I thought the point was very clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm questioning because you say you need a defense. We didn't have defense. We made the playoffs. Look at the Broncos. They had a defense. They didn't have a quarterback. So they didn't make the playoffs with the defense.
They had a quarterback. They didn't have offensive people calling plays.
Your quarterback.
The Jets had a better defense than the Broncos. They didn't make the playoffs either.
Because of their
exactly. The Reds was a top-notch defense. The Patriots was a top 5 defense.
Exactly.
My question is, y'all are talking about the defense. Y'all are talking about our quarterback, but talking about teams with defenses that didn't make playoffs. We didn't have a defense.
Yeah, because they didn't have a quarterback.
Right, but y'all trying to say we're a defensive coordinator away. What he's trying to do is debunk the narrative that we're a defensive coordinator away. That's what they're doing, Rashad. You got to realize that.
No, you, sir, you listen. We're a defensive coordinator away from winning some playoff games, not just making the playoffs.
Yeah, but our defense.
We're a defensive coordinator away from just winning 6 games. Stop the cap.
Wasn't our defense
we won 9 games with no defense. This is my point.
We won 9 games with no defense because the last month of December is the reason why we were even competitive. Because of our defense. We've given up 9 points a game in the month of December. Stop it.
We played 2 of the worst offenses in the NFL.
So what? It's not the Dolphins' fault that they playing somebody that bad competition. Just like we played fucking Houston in that 5-game winning streak. We played the terrible freaking offenses.
MVP during our 5-game
and we played freaking defenses. That was
the best quarterback in the league during our 5-game
winning streak.
I don't want to hear nothing about who he played. He was the top quarterback in the league during that 5-game.
Defense was playing lights out.
Give me the Pittsburgh game at least, Rashad. Come on.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
All right.
Why are you coming to me with all these things?
We had Thomas.
This is what happens when you don't make the Super Bowl.
Hold on. Listen. Flipside Fishing said we had Thomas Taylor, Sayal, Bowens, Gardner, Madison, and Surtain. Hell, at one point we even had Ricky and Chris Chambers. What was the issue? Fiedler, learn from the past or we will constantly repeat it.
Flipside. Exactly, Flipside. That's the elephant in the room, Flipside. Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And Fiedler actually won a playoff game last time I checked. Tua hasn't.
So I think Lamar. Whoa. Lamar Smith won a playoff game, not Jay Fiedler.
You can make the argument that Flipside's actually with us because Flipside saying, look at the defense that they had. They had Fiedler and still won a playoff game.
Don't try to play Flipside. Don't you dare.
Don't try to flip his Don't try to flip his words.
By yourself, bro.
That's not his argument, Steven. Stop the nonsense.
That's not his argument, Steven.
I don't know what
side
Flipside is on. I'm so confused.
No, you ain't confused. You just have selective amnesia.
Yeah. You're just mad that nobody's on your side.
He just named the defense with a bunch of talent that made it to the playoffs one time.
So that you don't get the point.
Okay, which means the quarterback still ain't enough.
If you
ain't got the quarterback,
we didn't have a defense last season and made it to the playoffs One time.
We had a defense 2 years ago, and we didn't make it.
We didn't have one this year, Crypto. Did we go to the playoffs
We
last
didn't have
year?
one the year
Did we go
before
to the
and didn't
playoffs
make it.
last
So
year?
what?
Did we go to the playoffs last year? We were ranked 24th in defense last year, Crypto. Did we go to the
We
playoffs?
didn't. When we had that Brian Flores defense, we was top 5 defense in 20.
Crypto,
No, we was not.
No, we were not. No,
Yes,
we
we
not.
was. In 2020, we were.
In those 8 games,
Why does
We were
everybody
top
keep
5
over
in
the
scoring
goalpost?
defense.
in that 8 winning streak, we was.
Bro, we were
Y'all let-
24th.
This is what happens. Can y'all stop sucking on Brian Flores' dick, please?
All right. Listen for a second. Y'all have to understand that y'all are sitting here making the argument that quarterback is the most important position. That's what we need to do. We're sitting here saying that you can have the greatest defense in the world and a half-ass quarterback and still not do it, right? That's what we're saying here, right?
Look at Peyton Manning and his first Super Bowl with Denver.
How many of us will say that Tua is a better quarterback than Fiedler?
He still was a top-notch quarterback just because his arm failed him. He had a good mind.
No. I'm talking about Peyton's first Super Bowl in Denver. He didn't have as good of a defense.
You guys
as he did.
go ahead.
Peyton Manning, Hall of Fame, one of the greatest ever. How bad did Seattle beat them down in that Super Bowl? It's not just the quarterback.
It's not just the quarterback at all.
You have to have a little bit of balance, but there's teams that had no defense and won like the Eagles did in the Super Bowl they won.
That's one of the greatest quarterbacks.
2 years ago? No, we didn't. We had a decent defense. It wasn't a great defense. When was the last time?
It was top 5 2 years ago, our defense.
No, it was not. It was like
yes, it was.
Middle of the pack. Middle of the pack.
No, scoring defense before that last game against Buffalo, we were the top 5 defense in scoring defense. Yes, we were.
Overall defense.
In scoring defense, we were top 5 prior to that 56 points in Buffalo. Yes, we were.
Overall, that includes yards.
Yes, we were. With scoring defense, where it matters. Points against. We were top 5 going into the last week of the season.
Crypto, you know what that sounds like? Hey, Tua has the highest completion percentage in the NFL.
Before we crap the bed, and for the record, Jalen Hurts has a higher. I'm gonna correct something that stupid that Alex said earlier. Jalen Hurts has a higher touchdown to interception ratio than Tua. So that gaslighting thing.
You're using the argument.
That gaslighting thing he tried to use earlier didn't work.
When it suits your
because Jalen Hurts had a higher touchdown to interception ratio. He tried to get away with that nonsense. That's been thoroughly debunked.
Crypto, you've never been this wrong. You've never been this wrong.
He had a higher touchdown. Jalen Hurts had a higher touchdown to interception ratio. That's fact.
Rushing touchdowns are not included.
Don't let them manipulate you.
It's not. It's touchdowns. Touchdowns, Rashad. Stop the nonsense. Don't do the math.
No.
3.36 is higher than 3.12.
Crypto, hold on. Crypto is saying, hey.
3.36 is higher than.
Crypto is saying, hey, the defense here.
God damn it.
The scoring defense.
3.36 is.
We can use that. But we can't. But when Tua
3.1.
When Tua fans go ahead and use the narrative of completion percentage, we can't use that
nonsense.
Argument. No, we're sitting here saying the overall defense.
You're lying.
The overall defense has never been top in the league in the last 20 years. They have not.
BS.
They
That's
have
BS. Once again, 3.36 is higher than 3.12. Go do the math. Go do the math, Rashad. 3.36 is higher than 3.32. 3 point. Go do the math.
They literally said, let's bring Josh Boyer back because of
I ain't talking about his rushing touchdowns. I'm talking about pure touchdown interception ratio.
I thought we were talking about defensive coordinators, not Tua versus Jalen Hurts.
No, because they try to say Jalen Hurts is a terrible quarterback. They try to gaslight us about Tua being a better quarterback.
Gaslighting you, hot dog man.
That's what they're talking about.
They're not gonna manipulate crypto. They're not gonna straw man.
Gaslighting yourself.
They're not gonna fucking gaslight me on that stat and think he's gonna get away with it for the rest of the day. I'm not letting it go.
I damn sure
I can't
am.
wait.
I damn sure am. Yes, I am.
can't wait for Tua to be off this team. I just can't wait.
Me too. I can't wait too. Let's get a real quarterback.
Same here.
I
was talking about Jalen Hurts because he tried to get away with gaslighting us about his numbers.
Yeah,
you guys got to be positive.
Jalen Hurts is
Where's the positivity?
Anyway,
Where is the positivity here, guys?
In the world of mathematics, 3.36 is higher than 3.12. That's a fact.
This year, and we're
according to
98 last year.
Crypto, for life,
What else you
Lewis,
wanna see
all
positive
that.
about?
There's no positive here. The world's coming to an end. The Dolphins
better keep
organization
naming names.
is the
You
worst.
better keep
and
naming
You're
names.
doggone wrong because it's freaking. That's what happened in this
I hear
franchise.
Crypto, I hear Kaz, and I hear Brian, I hear Lewis, I hear Pete, I hear Von Joe. I keep hearing more and more names, bro. Not just Cap and Pete.
I mean, you're right. I think all of you, almost all of you, not every single person, but 90% of y'all on this panel are all haters.
Man, we're
and
trying
the
to
world's
wake you
gonna
up.
be-
We're trying to.
We tired of this franchise pissing in our glass and telling us that it's
I don't
lemonade.
hate Tua.
It is
I don't
lemonade.
hate
It's
Tua.
delicious too, ain't it, Crypto? You're a
I
little
don't
hot
hate Tua
dog
at
eating
all.
ass.
I like the kid. I
No,
like
you-
the kid.
You can
I
drink
like
it all
the
you
kid as a
want.
person. But I
I
don't
like him
like
too,
I
bro.
don't care if you like him as a person. It's
It's
football.
a business.
Right.
It's not
a
about whether
I don't
liking
like him
somebody
as
as
a
a
quarterback.
person.
Right. Hold on.
It's a business.
I told you.
I love
I told
Crypto
you
and
what
I
was it,
love
last
Lewis.
week?
I love
I
Crypto
said-
and I love Lewis, but I think their takes are absolutely horrendous.
It's spot
I told
on.
you last
You know it.
I says I'm a
Crypto
huge
speaks nothing but the
TiVo
truth.
fan.
Crypto, I
You
find your
just
take
mad because the propaganda
illuminating.
campaign is not successfully working against us and
I
it worked
find
on
your
you.
take,
We're not
Crypto,
drinking the
very highly
Kool-Aid.
educated.
Please.
We're not drinking that Kool-Aid, Steven.
Sat here and tried to convince
Tantalizing
me.
content, bro.
You're just mad because the propaganda campaign worked on you and it didn't work on me.
That's what they
Whatever.
rather have.
Sure didn't.
Nope.
Whatever.
On Zach Wilson.
Let's be positive. Let's be
All right,
positive.
everybody calm the hell down. Relax.
It's all
Calm the hell
negative.
down,
It's all
everybody.
haters.
Everybody just think for a second. Who's each other? God damn it.
Hey, Crypto, you want to go have a beer and share a hot dog together, man? We can work this out, Crypto.
No, Steven, I'm mad at you now.
I blame
Steven.
Tua, bro. I blame Tua for all of this, bro.
I thought we was boys, Crypto. Don't do that.
I blame Tua for all of this, bro.
Crypto, we had a moment in Baltimore. We locked eyes in Baltimore. We had a moment in Baltimore.
I blame
Don't
Nick
ever let
Saban for
anybody
this,
take
bro.
that away from us, Crypto.
I hear you now, Steven. I hear you now.
All right, Miami Sports Music, Clock Blockers, Flip Floppers, Cat Blockers, whatever you want to call us. Make sure y'all donate to the channel. Make sure y'all get your Super Bowl box pool
Cap, you
numbers
can't be
in.
buying all the squares.
Hey, make sure you get your box numbers in. Cash App and PayPal, $25 per block.
Hey,
Send in your name and the
oh,
box
you lowered
number.
it, right? It's 25 now, you
Load
said,
it.
Steven?
$25 per block. Okay, I want to get all these box numbers filled out.
Get them out filled.
Why don't one of you buy a box for every interception Tua threw?
See, there you go. Look, now we're turning
Bro,
negatives into
I'm
positives.
going to win
Brian.
that money. I'm going to get my passport.
God, you talk.
And I'm
what
going to travel.
Talk about it. In the
I'm going
Packers
to travel
day?
the world, bro. I'm going to travel the world to find our next
I
quarterback
got 3
once I win
boxes
that
for
money.
you, Steven. I got 3
I'm going to
boxes
do what the
'cause I watched
Dolphins scouts
Packers
can't
game,
do,
and that's
bro.
all he was throwing in the fourth quarter.
Please, we're gonna do
a
final
fucking break,
thoughts.
but it's our
We're gonna
defense.
do final
Hold
thoughts
on,
of the day.
Steven. It's
I
our
got
defense.
stuff to do. I can't be sitting here arguing with you, negative Nancy's, all day. I won't do
Negative
it.
Nazis.
Negative
We win
Nancy,
Super Bowls
Brian.
if you guys want to win the playoff. You guys,
We're
you
gonna
guys
win
didn't
the
even
playoff,
AFC
Nancy.
a playoff win. Put that in.
Yeah, Brian, you put that in your pipe and smoke it. All right, we're doing final thoughts of the day because I can't deal with y'all. Y'all the worst. The worst. We're gonna go with Rashad first. Rashad, final thought of the day.
Yeah. So if y'all decide y'all want to be negative and not cheer for your team, you want to put down every quarterback that goes in, that's on y'all.
Yeah, just like Ray Lucas. They're all in the same ballpark.
It's
So you
Tua's
put some
fault that he
respect
got
on Ray
hurt.
Lucas, Ray Lucas's name, and Cleo Lemon too.
It's always going to be Tua's fault, even when he's not here. Remember that.
Don't forget Pat White.
Yeah, just
y'all
like
wanna
it's
be
always Ray
upset?
Lucas's fault. No difference in quarterback.
It's Ray
Gus
Lucas'
Farrar.
name. I'm not that old, caveman.
What about
Damn.
the piano man, Joey?
Joey Harrington. That was another
Y'all
good one.
have a good one. Shit.
John Beck. He was another good one.
AJ Feely.
Yep, John Beck was a legend.
Feely, boy. Boy, y'all get me in my
How
feelings
many-
talking about AJ Feely.
How many draft picks did we trade Philly for their third string quarterback?
Right? What did we give up?
Hey, I remember. Hey, what was it? Daryl Bowen slapped Joey Harrington in the ass. He had a broken ass bone. Remember that one?
All right, Walt Dog.
Yeah.
Walt Dog. 1, 2, 3,
Joey
4.
Harrington.
Final thought of the day, Walt Dog.
It's just, Tua's the quarterback for 2023. I wouldn't want Tua. I was never a Tua fan. I wanted Justin Herbert, but Tua is the quarterback for the Dolphins for 2023. They already done said it, in the press conference at the end of the season press conference stuff. So he's the quarterback.
He cleared concussion protocol today.
Yeah, which was very good. Which was very good. And I don't know if y'all know, which I'm pretty sure y'all know, he got a new agent. He ended up getting a new agent.
Okay. If you think he's gonna get a contract here, he might as well go somewhere else.
I don't think he's getting a contract.
I hate to tell y'all think this fan base is ridiculous now. Wait till the Dolphins give him a contract extension.
Oh, they better not. I will pay rants forever.
It's gonna be so bad on this panel.
No.
Here's what's so bad.
They're not going to pick up the 5th-year option. He's going to play out his rookie year this year, and if he plays the same level this year that he did last year, even with missing some games, they'll franchise tag him next year to get one more year out of him.
Yep, and tell him to do it again. Say do it again.
Yup.
That's just the best thing to do. That's just the best thing to do.
Yeah, he's not getting a contract.
If you like mediocrity,
yeah, that's not the best thing to do unless you're.
If you like mediocrity, it's absolutely the best thing to do.
Exactly, Crypto.
If you're not keeping him, then you let him walk. You say you just be done. And you
let him walk.
Don't cry in your hot dog water, Crypto.
There's more ways to skin a freaking cat.
Is there anything else, Walt Dog?
No, I'm done. That's it. Thank you, man. Thank you, Steven.
I love you, brother. Appreciate you coming out, man.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
He need to walk. Tua can fly. He can drive. He can do whatever he wants.
Brian Terry, your final thought of the day, Mr. Terry. Take yourself off mute. Go ahead.
Somebody said let's be positive, and I want to remind everybody we fired a head coach. We brought in Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, Armstead. We brought all these pieces, and we also bought a guru, Frank Smith, and we still got the same record as Brian Flores last year. So that's something positive I want to remind you.
Checkmate.
That is not checkmate. Is there anything else, Brian? Is that all?
Yeah, it takes a guru to do that.
Okay. I hear you. Brian, as always, I appreciate you coming on to the show. I really do.
Thank you.
I love you, brother. Be good. Come back again. All right, let's go to Mr. Polk. Mr. Polk, final thought of the day. Take yourself off mute. You're on mute, crazy doll fan. Crazy Dolphin. Take yourself off mute, Mr. Polk. All right, we'll come back to Mr. Polk. We will go to Crypto because I'm not giving Crypto the final thought of the day today. So just go ahead, Crypto. You got 2 minutes.
Steven, you just want to do. I'm not falling for the propaganda campaign this season. That campaign started at 30,000 feet and an airplane with a single phone call and a send button. I'm not falling for the propaganda no more. That started at 30,000 feet last year. I'm out. You see it in my profile picture, Steven. It's a clear indication of the franchise, the state of this franchise. We have built a bathroom inside of a 15-story elevator shaft with a glass floor. That glass floor represents our quarterback situation. That right there tells you that we only can see the bottom, and it looks real grim. That right there, that's a bathroom that's built inside of a 15-story elevator shaft with a transparent floor. That's the state of our franchise right now, Steven. We're expected to rely on the quarterback that's made of glass. That right there is the state of our franchise. That toilet you see on the right, the Dolphins been crapping on us all the time, hoping to hold on for dear life. That's the state of our franchise right now, Steven. We're a bathroom built inside of an elevator shaft with a glass floor. And you expect me to be hopeful? That glass floor can give in at any time.
Kevin Lee,
and you're going to fall 15 stories to your death. So that's what my level of optimism at right now. You asking me to stand on the glass floor inside of a bathroom? No, I'm not doing it. I'm done. You got to do better. This management and ownership got to do better. So I don't know what to tell you, Steven.
Crypto,
That's the
I
way they
expect
making
you
me
to buy
feel.
6 boxes. You said you were going to buy 6 boxes. I expect you to buy 6 of them.
Yeah, $1 per box. I got you.
No, man, $25 per box.
Cap said he was buying all the boxes. 44, 25, 27.
Buy your boxes. Get them on Cash App and PayPal. $25 per box. Get them. Crypto, I love you, brother.
I got you. I
You
got
love
you
me
on
too.
Cash
Let
App.
me hear you say it. Say it back, Crypto.
I love you too, Steven.
Thank you.
Even though you started all this ruckus.
No, we're not doing that. We're leaving on a love note. That's what we're going to leave on. Okay?
What?
Bye, Mr. Hot Dog Man. All right, who's next? Mr. Polk, are you there? Are you there, Mr. Polk? Going once, going twice. All right. Got to go, Mr. Polk. All right, let me go to Caslin. Final thought of the day, Caslin. Kaz.
Yo, sorry. My my stuff was going in and out, so I'm in the middle of nowhere, so it's but I don't know. I like I said, I'm gonna wait for the Vic Fangio thing, but if Fangio comes, we need to grab a center, a line, and a quarterback in free agency, and grab a tackle in the drafts, and then whatever else we need, But I have no faith in this franchise. They're going to do what they need to do anyway. So, and it's just, I don't know. I have so many question marks about each piece of this puzzle. And one of them, the biggest one, is the quarterback issue. But again, it is what it is. Nothing. I'm not in charge, so I can't do nothing about it.
You're right, Kaz.
It's just
You're right.
Go along for the ride like always.
All right, Kaz. I love you, brother. I appreciate you coming on today, man. All right, be good. Good talk. And last but not least, Ryan.
Hi.
Hi, best friend. How are you?
How's it going?
What's up, buddy?
Nothing. Should I have do I have to have a thought of value? Is that what's going on here?
You don't have to have a thought of value. It can be any thought. Here at Miami Sports Music Podcast Network and Clock Blockers, we accept fans with all thoughts. Like, it doesn't matter. You could have a crazy thought, a dumb thought, a stupid thought, an interesting thought, a suspicious thought, what other adjectives can I use? A wild thought.
I have multiple thoughts. How many thoughts do you want?
Multiple thoughts. 1 thought, 2 thought, 3 thought, to 4.
All right. Well, here's
thoughts. I'm talking about thoughts.
Well, here's thought number 1. I don't know why. I don't know why this is continuing and it's getting worse over the last few weeks. Even though we went to the playoffs this year, people are still
playoffs.
People on social media, and it even came up in this conversation today. People are still obsessing over Brian Flores and thinking he could have done this. And he's proven he can't.
You are always going to get that. That's
I just
all the time.
I just don't understand why people can't let it go. The man cannot form relationships with adult men in a working environment. That's why he went through 4 offensive coordinators in 3 years. That's why his defensive coordinator, first choice, voluntarily left to go do the same job at a different organization with a different first-time head coach after 1 season. And it's the same thing. Somebody told me that he's going to make a great defensive coordinator somewhere. No, he's not, because he still has to build a defensive coaching staff, and he can't get his underlings to respect him, nor can he respect his underlings. He proved that already. So please, everybody, stop obsessing and thinking Brian Flores is anything. Stop.
Yeah.
Vic Fangio, this whole thing is kind of embarrassing.
Stupid.
Isn't it?
Just say it. It's stupid.
No, it's kind of embarrassing for Chris Greer and Stephen Ross that you're going to attempt to make this man the highest paid assistant coach in the NFL, and he not only doesn't put pen to paper before he leaves, but openly tells the media, "Nah, I haven't agreed to go there yet." Like that's embarrassing.
That's so Dolphins.
No, I don't know if it comes down to there's a feud. I don't know if everybody knows about this. There's a feud going on between Stephen Ross and Jed York, the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers.
I did not know that.
They were on opposite ends of a mayoral election last year in Santa Clara, California, because Stephen Ross wants to do some residential or business or whatever building property development around the stadium. And the mayor he was backing will allow him to do that. And the mayor Jed York wanted was going to do other stuff. Jed York even spent money to take out anti-Stephen Ross political ads in California in that mayoral election.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a very real non-football related feud going on between the two owners. And I wonder if that has anything to do with this. I wonder if Jed York didn't pick up the phone and call Vic Fangio.
Interesting.
Yeah. But they are saying today everybody's out in Mobile for the Senior Bowl. Everybody's out in Vegas for the Pro Bowl. And sources are like quote unquote sources, more unnamed sources, but everybody that anybody's talking to in Mobile and Las Vegas are all saying that they expect
Fangio's going to end up in Miami.
Yeah,
so I'm confident it happens.
And they're saying sooner rather than later. So we'll see.
I'm confident that Fangio ends up here in Miami. I do. I'm confident in it.
I'd like to be confident in it, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Ryan, I love you, brother. Are you getting some boxes, Ryan?
I don't know.
You should get some boxes, Ryan. I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh.
$25 per block. Per box.
Hey, what was that number that Crypto was yelling about? 3.1. Is that what he was saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take 3.1 boxes.
3.1 boxes. Send the money on Cash App and PayPal. I think I can only give you 3. We'll round it down to 3. Okay.
Nah, it has to be. It's 3.1 or nothing, man. I got to support my man Tua and his touchdown to interception ratio number.
We'll do a share a box. Well, I'll let a whole bunch of people get in on one box at $1, and then they get to split the proceeds. Even
it's the first time I've actually clicked the chat box open while I've been on here, and Crypto's in there talking trash about me shitting on Brian Flores.
Hey, Crypto is, you leave Crypto alone. Okay? You need Crypto alone. That man is an amazing man.
Hey man, I like Crypto, but Brian Flores ain't a good coach, man. Let it go. Move on.
He said, "Move on, Crypto." All right, you know what? Just for the last thing, I'll let Crypto come back. Go ahead, Crypto. You got 2 seconds.
He's the best coach since Don Shula. I'll use that talking point y'all use about Tua.
Wow.
That's the most false statement I've heard in my entire life.
This is the final Wild Out Wednesday part, and that's how you
did nothing different than any other coach that after Don Shula. Only able to fix one side of the ball. Congratulations, you got yourself a one-sided coach. What's the difference we had in the last 30 years?
The thing is when you get yourself a one-sided court, you got a coach. You got to be able to recruit the guy for the other side.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, but he did when he recruited Chan Gailey in year 1, and we had a good offense.
Man, Chris Greer brought in Chan Gailey. He ain't had nothing to do with Chan Gailey coming in here. That was all Chris Greer and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
He worked with him. He still put them on the floor. They still had to play for him.
Is that why he re-retired after 1 year with them?
He was going to retire anyways. He was only here for a small stint. That was a part of his contract.
Why didn't he sign a 3-year deal?
Anybody by default going to sign a 3-year deal.
You're not going to sign a 3-year deal if you're going to only be here for a year and you know
that's just a matter of formality. It's the same thing when you sign up in the military for a contract and you're eligible to get out for administrative reasons or whatever reasons earlier than your contract terminates.
Chan Gailey came on here because Chris Greer made Brian Flores take him because he had Ryan Fitzpatrick And Shane
Oh, he
Gailey was
made
willing
him
to
take
come
him
work
now.
with
So that's the
Fitzpatrick
new
again.
narrative now, other than him
That's
working with him.
not new. That's not a new narrative. That's
Other
what
than him making it, other than making him work for him.
Why did I do this?
So that's it. But he still had to perform. He still performed under. He still was his employee. Why didn't he just get rid of him on day one if he didn't like him?
Because then he would have got rid of a year earlier than he did.
He had the option to keep him or let him go at any moment, like he did the other coordinators he'd been hired and fired.
He didn't have that option. He didn't have that option. Chris Greer forced him on him.
No, it wasn't no forcing. It was all a part of the deal. The Rocks go with the farm. They were still a top offense. They still had more points per game than we had this year.
But they were still like 19th in offense.
So what? That was relative to the rest of the league.
Yeah, that's where.
But that's still points per game compared to this one.
Who cares?
It's points per game versus points per game.
I don't give a damn if we score more points than we did last year versus this year. I give a damn that we compete.
I don't care, but it's still the amount of points in production. And Brian Flores had Tyreek Hill, Tyron Armstead, and all these other weapons. No, he didn't have it at his disposal when Fitzpatrick and Tua was the quarterback. He didn't have all these weapons at his disposal. Did Josh McDaniel had Jesse Davis as his freaking right tackle? No, he didn't. So don't give me this nonsense that he was like I said, the man was born on third. The man, like I said, the man was born on third base. The man was born on third base, and McDaniel was born on third base, and this guy was born in the dugout.
Flawless victory.
The hell does that mean?
What do you mean the hell it means? McDaniel was born on third base. He had everything. All he had to do was hit a single to get in the freaking home to get back to home plate. Freaking Flo didn't. That's what that means. He had a better starting point than Flo did. Flo had a Walmart team coming out of the gate. McDaniel didn't have a Walmart staff team coming out of the gate.
He was hired to do in his first year. He would have had a better team to build around in the second year.
That was a part of the deal. Once again, the Rocks go with the farm. He was dealt that team in a tear down year. And he still managed to win 5 games. He still managed to win 5 games out of a team that was a bunch of scrubs.
We didn't want him to win 5 games. That's why
you didn't want him to win 5 games.
Ross didn't want him to win 5 games. The owner and the GM didn't.
Okay, then why did he hire him then?
Because I don't know. It was a bad
hire. Why did he hire him then?
Never mind, I'm not in this.
It was a bad hire.
No, he wasn't.
Yes,
having back-to-back winning seasons in my book is not a bad hire. We just got to agree to disagree.
Don't matter if you're not in the playoffs.
He did something with nothing. He did more with less.
Love it.
He did more with less.
No, he didn't. He did the same.
He did more with less.
He didn't go to the playoffs. He did less with less.
That's because of the AFC was weak this year. Stop that nonsense. Stop the cap.
Matter.
We won the same amount of games as last year with the more talented team.
If you don't get to the game.
With the more talented team. It's not Brian Flores' fault that New England was crap this year and allow us to make the playoffs.
You got to make the
It was not Brian Flores' fault that New England and it was crap this year.
Get them both out of here. Support the channel. Help the channel grow. Stop this nonsense.
You got to make the playoffs for the regular season record to matter.
Okay, once again, 9-8, 9-8. The difference was we played the Jets at the last game of the season. And New England won, and they had nothing to play for in the last game last year. They had nothing to play. New England had nothing to play for the last game last year, and that's why we didn't make it, because we played a harder schedule down the stretch. We played Tennessee. We played two crappy teams. We played 2 crappy teams down the stretch this year with New England and the Jets. We played Tennessee down the stretch, and that's what caused us not to make it. We played a good team last year. That's the difference. We had the same record.
We played a team in icy, wet conditions.
We had the same record.
The team
and Tennessee was a top team last year. They were a damn good team. And we played the freaking Jets in the last game of the season, and we needed help. It's not Flores' fault that freaking we had the benefit of the doubt this year by playing a crappy team down the stretch that allow us to get in. And then New England and Buffalo game, a kickoff return for touchdowns that allowed New England to lose that game when New England could have easily won that game. It would have been the same situation if Buffalo would have crapped the bed against the Patriots. We'd have been on the outside looking in with the same record. Those are the facts.
But
the New England Patriots ineptitude down the stretch caused us to get the playoffs.
The Patriot way. That's where Brian Flores knows best, right?
If you want to say that, it's the Belichick way. I don't know if it's about the Patriot way, because the Patriots are a crappy franchise prior to Belichick getting there.
And who did Flores learn everything he knows from? Belichick.
Well, he learned it in that organization. That's where he got his start.
Yeah, that's where he worked his entire career. That's not just where he got his start. His entire career was there until we took him in Miami.
By definition, if that's where you got your start, that's what that means. The same thing.
Okay. When you say that's where they got their start, that sort of implies they moved around a little bit after they got their start.
No, he got his start, meaning here. That's not implying he moved around. He only been to two places, us and them. He only been to two places, us and there. That's not implying anything.
Well, now he's been
anybody can hit the search button and know that where he been and know what I'm implying.
I know what you're implying. You're implying that Brian Flores is a better coach than he is.
Yeah, he's one-sided coach, like y'all want to say, and I'm saying our coach is no different from the last 20 years being one-sided. Just like with Adam Gase being one-sided.
You can't even say he's one-sided. He's never even had success as a coordinator in the NFL. He's never even held the title.
He never had. Yes, he has. In New England, he has been the coordinators.
He was the defensive play caller.
He was the architect of the defense that shut down the most high-powered offense in the Super Bowl.
Everybody with half a brain knows Bill Belichick is the architect of everything in New England.
No, Brian Flores was totally in charge of the play call and the calling of that freaking Super Bowl game. That's the main reason why we hired him. That was the primary reason why we was drooling over hiring him. The primary reason.
He also
the primary reason why, because of his resume with New England.
He also called the defensive play in the Miami Miracle. You remember that one? Gronkowski didn't have the angle. That was Brian.
I'm talking about the fact of the matter is, we went and recruited this man because of his gravitas and him calling the defense against an elite offenses.
And he failed.
And he gave up 3 points. What are you talking about? And he failed. He gave up 3 points in that Super Bowl. That's what part of us recruiting him.
I'm talking about he failed once we recruited him. He's a failure.
And he gave up 5. We was 5th in scoring defense in the second year.
Yep, until
prior to the Buffalo game at the end of the season.
You can't say prior to the Buffalo game at the end of the season because that's part of the damn season.
Okay, then we dropped to what, 7th or 8th? Because of that one game?
Points with the playoffs on the line. Win and he gave up.
Because of freaking your quarterback is inept and can't keep up. It wouldn't have been 56 points. It snowballed in the second half. We scored first, remember in that game? And remember, we scored first in that game. You don't get selective amnesia now. And we had the ball.
Oh, okay. 56 points. I don't care when
we gave up. It snowballed because we started turning over the ball, started throwing a bunch of interceptions, putting Buffalo on a short field, and that's when it got out of control.
Because he couldn't hire a competent offensive staff to actually coach
that's
a quarterback.
BS.
And
it had nothing to do with it.
Game.
He hurt the quarterback's feelings, and that's what happened. And apparently, this coach can't hire a competent defense staff because he's on his second defensive coordinator in 2 years. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
They made him keep Boyer, who's Flores' boy.
Okay, you just said, now this is where you talking with a forked tongue, because you just told me that they forced Chan Gailey on him. Now who's forcing who on who? You said they forced Chan Gailey on him, so how he have a chance to hire a competent guy if he's getting forced guys on the table for him? So now you talking with a forked tongue.
You're not listening. You're
talking with a forked tongue. You saying that Boyer was forced on McDaniel. Okay, now you just said freaking Gailey was forced on the previous coach. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
That's what I said. You don't think that if they're going to force one, they're going to force it twice?
So who is he? So who is McDaniel really hiring?
I don't know when, but it's close. I
give up. Y'all go argue somewhere else. Can't do it no more. Can't do it. Not with y'all two. I was trying to get somebody to pay to get them off, but nobody wanted to spend the money. You didn't want to spend the money. Didn't want to donate to the channel.
Just to let them know we here. Yeah. I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprise.
Let's go.
Up, now we improvise. Go to get in the winter.
If you like this show, donate right now. Donate right now. Donate $1 if you think this is the greatest show in the world. Donate $1 right now. I'm serious. Go donate. I'm serious. Go donate right now. Donate right now. $1. $1. See who's gonna do it.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprise. Switch it up, now we improvise. Go to get
I ain't mad at y'all either.
Whole squad been trained to go. Biz for life, we throw the folk. Singing this just to welcome bro.
Didn't end the show early.
Time to grind, time to shine.
I know.
To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
So I guess nobody thinks it's the greatest show ever.
Trust the coach, he holds the gift. He know when to go with fit, so he know when to switch. This year we got the golden pick. Time to see what that
Dollar buys a pack of hot dogs. The dirty water is free. To a time.
Yeah, we been patient. Now time to cash out, no discount. Super Bowl, yeah, we in rock. I don't know when, but it's close. I don't want to overhype, but I just know I like it. So excited. You gonna notice now. You should know the ride.
For postage stamps.
Shout out to some more, and now it's time to lay this.
Or am I? Oh, you bet $2. Let's go, flip side. Love it.
I dream about sports. I think I need some shadow custom with some Dolphins colors just to let them know we here. Yeah. I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprise. Switch it up, now we improvise. Go to get in the winter collar. Whole squad been trained to go. Biz for life, we throw the folk. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time.
All right, that's enough. My final thoughts of the day are y'all are crazy. This fan base is crazy. I love y'all. Tomorrow's Thursday. We'll have a great show tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be early again tomorrow. Sorry for being late today. Hope you all enjoyed Wildin' Out Wednesday. Wildin' Out Wednesday. Let's go. Black Dolphin with a $2 donation. I love it. Let's go. Love it. See, some of y'all like the show. Appreciate it. All right. Tomorrow, Thursday, Throwback Thursday. We're going to have a good show. Cameron will be on. Should be a good show. We'll do this all over again tomorrow. Okay? All right. Y'all are the best. I love y'all. Go have fun. Go enjoy your families. Go do you. Go be Dolphins fans. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Peace. Don't forget to get your board, your blocks. Get your blocks, $25 per block. Get a chance to win some money. Let's go. Get your blocks.
Business moves, now we enterprise. Switch it up, now we improvise. Go to get in the winter collar. Whole squad been trained to go. Biz for life, we throw the folk. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds the gift. He knowing when to go with fits. So we knowing when to switch. This year we got the golden pick. Time to see what that pick about. Bad vibes get sent out. Only fans up in this house. We been waiting, yeah, we been patient. Now it's time to cash out, no discount. Super Bowl, yeah, we in rock. I don't know when, but it's close. I don't want to overhype, but I just know I like it. So excited.